traveler's dream. Might stumble far, but we rise again. For the banner of PHG flies our friend. Great racers, yeah, better people. Rising like a phoenix, ain't no sequel. PHG, baby, we roll the steeple. Great racers, better people. Better people. Oh, baby. Better people. The engine's roaring life in the fast lane. PHG, we've been named, tearing up the game. Thunder on the track, speed never go lack. Pushing limits, breaking barriers, ain't looking back. Tires screaming as we take that turn. Fuel and fire in our hearts we burn. Opponents in the mirror, they can't keep up. Keep the throttle down, never wanna let up.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to round one of the finals for the GT PHG World Series Season 2. I am T-Case, and I am joined for this first race by Mr. Casual. Mr. Casual, how are you doing today, sir?
Doing pretty good. I'm off on a Saturday, and I've been slowly chipping away at getting closer to A+. I think if the cars go right, I could theoretically hit it today, but we'll see.
Ooh.
How about
Well,
yourself?
good luck to you. Thank you.
Oh,
Yes,
thanks.
I am doing good, doing good. Did a little tree trimming this morning. Now I'm relaxing with a beverage and getting ready to watch this exciting set of races. We got 2 races for y'all today. Split 2 is going to go first, and then split 1. Again, this is the first round of the finals of the GT PHG World Series. Big thanks to Salamander and being running the broadcast and streaming this for us today. And I do want to give a thanks to our sponsors. We actually have a new sponsor. Y'all already know Lithograph Comics. Lithograph Comics is not a store, but rather comic book enthusiasts bringing awareness to the hobby and the comic book collecting community. Located on Instagram, you'll find Greg, aka Litho, sharing comic book history, stories, and his personal collection spanning a 35-year comic book journey. That's Lithograph Comics on Instagram. And if y'all have liked all the graphics so far this season, those have been put together by our very own PD Snow, Pablo Chacon, and that is Vex Graphic Design. Vex Graphic Design. You can find him on X, Facebook, YouTube, and Discord. Check him out. He's doing a great job. So if you need anything done graphic design wise, he can help you out. Very cool to have 2 sponsors. Petey's already done so much for us this season. Glad he's jumping in there and sponsoring us along with Lithograph. So now we can take a look at what the finals are going to be. This is round 1. We are at Grand Valley Highway 1. We're doing 30 laps, and we got 2 times tire, 3 times fuel, with racing hards required. All tires are available, racing hards required, and they are in the Group 4 of their chosen manufacturer. And just looking at this, you can see we have... this is a manufacturer-based series. So the drivers have been switching back and forth between the Group 4 and Group 3, depending on the race of their chosen manufacturer. And we've seen some manufacturers have a clear advantage in Group 3 and don't have that in Group 4 and vice versa. So it's been interesting to see how these drivers handle their manufacturer in the group car that is required. And here is how we got here. As you can see, Genesis on top with a commanding lead. And we have BMW, Lamborghini, Ferrari, Mazda in the top 5. You can see some movers and shakers down there at the bottom. Ford moved up 4 spots. Toyota moved up a spot. Dodge lost a spot. And Honda lost a spot as well. And then for the cutoff, we see Lexus and AMG just barely losing out to Citroen. Citroen being the last one in the finals.
Pretty tight between Nissan and McLaren.
Indeed. Well, yeah, it really is quite tight. Mr. Casual, can you take us through the drivers here in Split 2?
Why, sure thing. They will be having their own quali before the race. So,
Yep.
in no particular order, we have first up is Corn Identity in the Genesis. Then behind him, we have PHG Banana and BMW. Don't know why he still has blinkers. I was like, but I digress. Then rounding out the podium, we have Papa Oso in the Lamborghini. Then you have the Rainmaster himself, Shaggy Doo, in the Ferrari. Then in 5th, we have Racer 51 in the Mazda. And then, as everyone likes to say, the proprietor of PHG, Papa's House of Game, Papa himself in the McLaren. And that was for 6th. And 7th, we have Sheldo, Ologist, in the Nissan. Then behind him in 8th, we have Slowpoke Roz in the Porsche. There, I said right. You don't have to be mad at me.
There we go. Thank you.
Then in 9th, we have Skellington, aka Jack Skellington, and the Chevrolet. Then in 10th, we have Real Shanman in the Toyota. Should be good on the straights, I would think, but yeah. So then in 11th, we have Velvet Thunder, who has many AKAs, but most people know him as Cousinbox and the Dodge. Then you have in 12th, Nasty and the Ford. Chuck is praying somewhere. Then in also lucky number 13, KP Wilcox in the Honda. And then rounding out the split is Jazam in the Citroen.
Awesome. And I believe Oak is actually going to be in this race as well. They had someone not able to make it, so Oak is the next man up. Oak will be joining us after he's done with this race, so we'll get some good insight from Oak before we start the top split of the race. And I did forget to mention, for y'all who are watching and aren't familiar with what we're doing, there is a website, papashouseofgame.com. Go check it out. All the information's there. League information, community information. It is an excellent website. And go check that out. I believe it is pinned in the chat. Y'all can click that. Get everything you need. You can't sign up anymore because we're now in the finals, but all the way up to the finals, you were able to sign up. I just did one race. Mr. Casual, you did a couple races as well.
Yeah, halfway through. So basically the second half of the season.
So lots and lots of fun. Go check out the website and you will not be disappointed. So we have 30 laps, Grand Valley Highway, Group 4. And hards are required. So I think we'll get a few different strategies, especially depending on what car you drive. What are you thinking, Mr. Casual?
Yeah, like I was, as some background noise, I was watching Papa do a few practice races last night while doing some race C, but yeah, the thing that like his car has going for is he can extend the medium stint if he chooses mediums. longer than probably most cars can afford to go.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all a matter of, do you want to get the slower tire out of the way first, or do you want to try and possibly create a gap? Plus, it really
Right.
depends if you're in the back, the mid pack, or the front. So
Mm-hmm.
I think if you're not up front, you're probably better suited to try and get the hard tire out of the way, because that's what me personally, if I was in this race, if I'm not like at least top two, I would probably
Mm-hmm.
be starting on the harder, slower compound first.
Yeah. Get that out of the way. You're going to be full of fuel. Did you notice any fuel issues? I mean, it is a low fuel multiplier, so I imagine that's not going to be something they're going to be thinking about too much.
Okay, I hear we're going to be starting pretty soon, about 5 or so minutes. But
Nice.
yeah, since I was watching Papa, it's like the McLaren's a natural short shifter, so it's like really never going to struggle
Yeah.
on fuel.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. This track does have a very long straight, so I think the cars with a little bit more top end will get rewarded going into turn one. But for the most part, this is a very twisty, turny track. A lot of places where you can pick up a penalty.
Mhm.
That is for sure. And the dirt is not your friend. Really easy to spin out. I do remember watching some practice. I was watching a little bit of Papa's practice yesterday as well, and noticed that people going deep into that hairpin, so easy to do,
Oh, yeah.
especially when you're around other drivers. Just real easy to overshoot it, trying to be the last of the late breakers,
Yeah.
and then it's a
It
real
being
pain.
downhill as well.
Yeah. And a lot of these turns have a bit of camber to them, some to your favor and some not to your favor. So figuring out when you can get on the throttle and when you need to be a little patient will definitely come into play. Curious how these all-wheel drive cars will do. I haven't done Group 4 at Grand Valley in a while. What are your thoughts? I mean, we know the Genesis is super strong. Do you think that's going to dominate, or do you think another manufacturer can do a little better?
I think, Porsche has shown us this season is pretty good off the line. So,
That is true.
yeah, that was something that I learned covering this season. I was like, oh, Porsche is actually pretty good off the line. So that was something. Because like Group 4 is kind of a dark spot apart from like my own McLaren and the evidence that Genesis keeps showing us.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't really know much anything apart from like, say, like the Mazda 3, for example. I know that's good on power, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it being very fun in that twisty stuff. And I do believe we have somebody popping in here. C-Dubs, are you with us?
I am now. I don't know how well you guys can hear me. I'm literally talking through my iPad, which is not what I'm normally doing, but had to run. Can you guys hear me okay?
Oh, yeah, you sound great.
Okay, good deal. Yeah, I had to run over to just south of Louisville and help my mom out today, and I tuned in, got my honeydews done for mom, and tuned in and saw that Oak was in the race, so I thought I'd pop in and give you guys another voice here just for a little while to help out through the first race.
Excellent. Well, we are happy to have you. Thanks for joining in. Do you have any thoughts on this race? Have you watched any practice? Did you do any practice with anybody?
I did. So last night, hadn't raced all week. Just life gets in the way sometimes, as we all know. So saw Papa coming on and asked him if he was going to run races. Yep, going to run a couple. So I jumped in there with had some full lobbies last night and watched a lot of these guys. And what I learned pretty quickly is that pretty much everybody was faster than me. Now, granted, my excuses, I'll throw them out there. I did wear my favorite racing socks and my gloves and my VR, so I didn't have those excuses. But I had not spent any time on track, and for whatever reason, I jumped at the Ferrari. Can't blame it on the Ferrari because I do know that Wade was running that Ferrari very fast. He was up there in that top group. But the practice I participated in, the usuals: Bobagito, Jorge, Papa Oso, I believe was way up there. Cornbread, I felt like all those guys were crazy fast. So this will be fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. This is a fun track. It really is. This is one of the few tracks that actually I'm like, in really any car, I have fun around this track. The regular version and the short version. The only one I don't like is the reverse. That one's no bueno for me. But I do believe qualifying is going to get underway here shortly. I wonder, there probably won't be much strategy when it comes to qualifying. It is quite a long lap. Any thoughts on that, C-Dub?
Yeah, obviously softs. I mean, softs are allowed for qualifying here. They need to spread themselves out because somebody makes mistakes and you can clog the system up pretty quick. But no, Oak's fast. I don't know how much practice Oak's. I didn't see Oak in the practice last night, but I don't know if he's had a chance to practice. But no, this is going to be great. This is going to be a fun qualifier, fun race to watch.
Indeed. He actually didn't find out till this morning, so he's going in with very little practice. We just saw Oak there in the BMW. Now we take a look at Mist Covington, a.k.a. Velvet Thunder, a.k.a. Tuzzenbox. Then we got Papa in the McLaren, and he has got the Vexed sponsor on there. Vex Graphic Design and Lithograph Comics. Very cool. Then we got Papa Oso in the Lamborghini, and I like that. Colorful polka dots. Looking nice. Then we have Nasty in the PHG Mustang. Number 665, looking good. Then we have Racer 51 in the Anime Mazda 3. Going to be interesting, the tire wear on that car for this race. Then we have the Tide Mobile, Slowpoke Rods in the Porsche. Sheldologist in the Color Shift. Wow.
Okay.
That's fun.
A lot of shift. Yeah, that's more shift than I'm used to there.
Yeah,
I wonder if that GTR could be pretty good in the race because it handles pretty nicely.
I imagine it will be, and it's got good power. That looked like a circuit board decal he had going on there. That's very cool. Then we had Corn Identity, and now we have Jazam in the Jazam Mobile. The Citroen with the forged carbon. I see a Salamander. I see a Rainbow Leopard, and ooh, I'm a sucker for Brian's Supra.
Is that a Supra?
Mm-hmm. That there is a Supra. Jack Skellington in the Salamander designed Corvette, the red edition. Nice and shiny, looking to blind his opponents on this beautiful California highway. Shaggy Doo, the man who put this thing together in the Ferrari, looking really nice. Big thanks to Shaggy for coming up with these combos and organizing this event. It has been so much fun, and these races have been so good all season.
Did we not see KP Wilcox? Was he?
I believe. Was he back there?
I think so. Maybe he ducked into the pits. I'm not sure what. There he is. Yeah, he's in the pits.
Okay.
Not sure his livery.
He's got the Honda NSX. So now they are on their flyers, and you said you wanted some space, but it's not looking like anybody's giving anybody any space.
They're gonna shoot for the slipstream here. It looks like. Nobody screws up.
And this is the part where if you're gonna screw up, you're gonna screw up. It's very tight, off camber right-hander into the quick left-right of the chicane. You got to worry about track limits. You got the dirt there on the outside, so easy to run wide. Your rear tire touches that, you're just going to go spinning. So,
yeah. Or if you touch the bollard, then you're getting a penalty as well.
Exactly, and it looks like Racer 51 back there really pushing Nasty in the Mustang, so definitely going to get some slip. Oak across the line, and it is taken quickly
Yeah.
by Mist. Papa P5, P6. So we have Slowpoke Rods in P3, Oak in P4, Corn Identity
157s.
P5.
Yeah, 157's on your first hot lap. That's smoking. That's pretty quick.
Indeed. Sheldologist in P6, a 158.290. All-wheel drive, showing some little bit of tire wear on those front tires, but not too bad. Coming down into the hairpin. Racer 51 looks like he passed Nasty on track. He was all over the back of Nasty coming across the line, so he got a little bit of breathing room as Papa runs wide. And that allows Racer 51 clean air. He's also has pole position of 57.007. Very, very good time. Now, one advantage he's going to have in this final sector of the track is he's not really going to have to worry about any power oversteer going through the tight, twisty part where some of these rear-wheel drive cars are going to struggle a little bit, where you have the tendency to get on the gas a little too hard. Let's see how Mist gets through here. Just being a little ginger on the throttle coming out of the tunnel, has to back off a bit again. I imagine Racer 51's going to be able to... Ooh, as Mist runs a little bit wide there, kicking up some dirt. But Racer 51 may be able to get through there a little bit quicker, being front-wheel drive.
So it was surprising that that Racer's tire wear wasn't worse than what it was. I thought that was the deal with those Mazdas, unless they changed something on that in the last update. But his tire wear was better than the Vipers even.
Indeed, and Mist able to improve his time. He resets to the pits. We saw Oak drive into the pits. Several drivers, including Corn Identity, into the pits. I did see that Corn had a 1 second time penalty as well. Shaggy, Papa coming into the pits. So a lot of drivers opting to drive in the pits, save a little fuel, whereas Mist was on a good lap. He wanted to put that in and not lose his improvement and then reset to the pits, so he'll be dealing with a full tank of fuel.
Expect Sheldologist to improve from his time. He was running some good laps last night.
Indeed. Any thoughts, Mr. Casual, on what we're seeing so far?
Yeah, kind of expected Racer 51 to be somewhere up towards the top, since he's one of the quicker participants. And yeah, it's like, as much as I love McLaren, it's never been a qualifying kind of car. So expecting to see Papa hopefully make a move or two in the race, but see. I guess
Papa's he's running the 157s. I've seen him do it, so he's got it in there.
Yeah, he's able to do it. It's just a matter of pulling it out.
This is going to work out well for Racer 51 as Real Seanman. He got that penalty coming down the hill before the hairpin. It's so easy. Some cars you can take it flat. Some cars you have to lift. So this is going to give Racer 51 some clean air. Who does he have there on track ahead of him? Papa Oso. So maybe a little bit of slip from Papa Oso, and running P1, Papa Oso P13. He's going to want to clear Papa Oso, maybe going into turn 1. Otherwise, he's going to get held up. But he's got a 2/10 lead on the next driver. So that's a tall order to dethrone Racer 51 here.
I expect Papa Oso to head up. I feel like he ran in the 156s in practice this night, so he's got more left in the tank as well.
Well, it seemed like he definitely did a big improvement there. Seems to be running smoothly now, coming down the hill, avoiding the penalties. You want to just dip your toe a little bit over the line on each side, get it just right. But then you got to get the car straightened up for the heavy braking zone into the hairpin. How early do you dare get on the throttle? As we see Oak with a half-second penalty, must have dipped more than just a toe over the line. This is my favorite part of the track right here. He rubs the wall very hard and is... Oh, Shaggy up to P3. Very nice, very nice. Indeed. So, Papa Oso, are you able to improve? Racer 51 seems to be keeping that same gap between the two, so that's encouraging for Papa Oso. Seems to be running well as Racer 51 runs a little wide onto the bridge. Racer 51 purple by almost a tenth.
All right.
This is the final lap for these drivers. We've got some drivers in the pits. Shaggy and Oak are done. We saw Wilcox was not participating in quali, and look how fast he's able to take that chicane. Stability of that Mazda going through there is quite nice. And it looks like Papa
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Papa Oso is flying. But look at that, Racer 51 getting that good exit and the straight line speed of that Mazda. There we go, up to P2,
Yep.
Racer 51, 1.5 tenths improvement.
Okay.
Very impressive as we have several drivers coming across the line. Here's Nasty, currently P11 with a 159.209. Can he improve
Let's see.
with his Mustang? Across the line,
Yeah.
and very nicely done.
Okay.
Up to P10. Solid improvement. Jack Skellington now entering the tunnel into the chicane. He sees the light of day. How brave is he going to be? You can see him dancing on the throttle a little bit. Full throttle now in that Corvette. And it's flat out from here on out.
All right. See if he can improve.
Yeah, I'm not sure what his current best time is.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think
It's such a long straight.
2:01.2, I think. Okay.
And he improves to a 2-minute .367. Very nice, Jack.
Very good.
That's Racer 51 on pole position. We are not surprised. Papa Oso, like you were saying, C-Dubs, you were pretty confident they were not going to be in that P13 for very long, and you were definitely correct. C-Dubs, will you take us through these results, please?
Sure. First place right now, or P1, starting P1, will be Racer 51 with the 156.8. Papa Oso's right behind him. Then we got Mist, a.k.a. Velvet Thunder, a.k.a. Tezzenbox. And then we've got Slowpoke Rods, which, by the way, I think I'm only about 20 minutes from him. So if somebody wants to slip me something to go, sabotage his race, can do. Corn Identity is in P5. Shaggy, Mr. Shaggy Dude, at P6. We got Oak in P7. We got Sheldo in P8. We've got our proprietor Papa in P9. Old Mr. Nasty in P10. And Jazam in P11. Jack Skellington P12. Real Shanman P13. And KP Wilcox. KP Wilcox, let's say that again, in P14 rounded it out.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Well, I think this is going to be quite a lot of fun. I'm suspecting we're not going to see any soft tire runners, correct?
I would be shocked. I would actually, What do you think, Mr. Casual?
I mean, maybe someone at the back could possibly try.
Or if getting later in the race and somebody's looking to get a fast lap, although I don't think that helps you here in the points, so that may not be the case.
Just for bragging rights.
That's
so
right.
We're thinking. So hards required. They're definitely not going to do 30 laps on the hards. We're going to see a lot of medium tires. Curious how far back the mediums will go. We imagine Racer fastest lap of the split does get a bonus point. So there is points on hand for that fastest lap. We have seen it this season, a driver do that here or there when, their race is done. However, they know they can go ahead and do a pit stop and get a cheeky fastest lap on the softs, but that is a risk. You kind of, when you have nothing to lose, you go for that one. So yeah, we'll see. We imagine Papa Oso and Racer 51 on the mediums. Do you think anybody else will start on the mediums?
I think anywhere in the top 3, top 4 would be safe to do so. But yeah, I agree. Everybody back beyond that should start on hards. Interesting.
And then how many laps were you running in the Ferrari on those medium tires?
I did 15, and that was about all the mediums wanted. I did 15 laps on mediums, and then I switched to hards. But I had no strategy to go off of. I hadn't practiced before. I hadn't ran the track at all, so that's what I just came out with. But yeah, 15 laps. Fuel was fine. Tires were done. So I expect these guys starting on mediums. That's what I would expect, 13, 14, and looks like we're getting ready to start. T-Case.
Yes, we are. We can see this beautiful line of cars as this is a grid start with a false start check. So drivers will have to be paying attention, releasing that brake. And here we go. Lights out and away we go. And look at that, Corn Identity already moving up into P2, having an exceptional launch in the Genesis. We know the Genesis is good off the line. Going into turn 1, it looks like they were 3 wide for a little bit back there as Oak moves up into P4. So that is Corn Identity in P2, Papa Oso 3, Oak 4, Low Poke Rods in P5. As we go through the sweeping, it looks like I didn't see anybody out of place there, so I don't think any penalties were handed out as Papa Oso dives down the inside, being late on the brakes against Corn Identity there, and Racer 51 just kind of checking out a little bit. Moving up, he's almost a full second ahead as we come through. This part of the track is going to be interesting because some cars can carry more speed through there than others. But it looks like everyone has gotten through single file, a few position changes. But overall, very clean driving. I like this battle for P2 between Corn Identity and Papa Oso. Remind me, where did Corn Identity start? You guys remember?
I think it was like maybe 4th.
Okay.
Or 5th, because he was behind the car.
He was. He just.
Yeah.
He just kind of came out and took over.
And like you said, that's what the Genesis does, right? I mean, I drove that for the season, and the couple. I think we had 1 or maybe 2 before, and that's what that Genesis is good for. It just takes off and gets you a couple positions right off the line.
Very nice, and I believe we're going to have a replay here. Yes, indeed, and look at this. Corn Identity goes a little deep on the outside, leaves the door open for Papa Oso, and Papa Oso says, thank you very much.
I think I will.
Oh, I think I will, good lady. As we got Corn Identity in the slipstream in the Del Taco Mobile. Wow. So that's Papa Oso on the hards. Which would make sense why he lost. Yeah, why he lost that position there early on, but clearly having the pace to hold off Corn Identity. But Corn Identity is all over the back of him, and thankfully here there are plenty of places to overtake. So it's not like some of the tracks where you get stuck behind somebody on slower tires and you're just kind of stuck there. But it is allowing for Racer 51 to build quite a gap, as we see Oak is on the mediums and he has moved up a few positions. So we see Oak on the mediums, missed on the hards. He lost quite a few positions at the start. Slow Poke Rod's on the hards. He's moved up to P6. Shaggy has fallen back a little bit there. Shaggy on the hards as well. Papa on the hards in P8. Geldologist on the hards. And imagine everybody else back there on the hards as KP Wilcox has moved up a few positions, getting by Jazam, Skellington, and Nasty. Skellington on the racing medium, so shows you what we know. And Nasty on the hards. and real Sean Man on the hard. So Racer 51 with a commanding lead. Now looks like Papa Oso's put a little bit of distance between himself and Corn Identity. Now Corn Identity having to pay attention to Oak in his rear view mirrors. And look at that line of cars. I'm actually surprised at how close this has been after these laps with these twisty tracks. Sometimes it's easy for things to get spread out, but we see Shaggy in P7 in the slipstream of Slowpoke rods, and he's going to stay behind him. I was thinking he was going to go for a move.
the same thing. Try to see if we can work together to get close to those in front instead of fighting and losing time early on.
And that makes sense because there is quite a big gap there between Slowpoke rods and Mist. So Shaggy doing the smart thing. PHG, CBR, Ferrari, Porsche teamwork going on. Trying to get that going as we see KP Wilcox in the background up to P9, making quick work. Starting in the back, moving his way up. How many positions will he gain? Rocking those racing hards. The racing hards look pretty comfortable out there. I don't see anybody skating around.
No, and I was going to say Papa, I think his time to shine, if he keeps it facing the right direction, will be in the latter half of the race.
Once he switches over to those mediums?
Yeah, because I think I heard him say last night he can go about 19 laps on the mediums.
My. As we see KP Wilcox trying to get by Papa. Papa not allowing it to happen. It looked like he was going to go for a move at one point, but Papa said, no, my car is in the way. Coming up here, not really a great overtaking spot unless you have a big run, but it's going to set him up for a good slipstream into T1. But everybody's going to have slipstream, so it's going to be a bit of a train as Papa comes out of that chicane a little offline. And it looks like KP Wilcox is going to have the better run out of the chicane. They go side by side in the tunnel, lights flashing as they go through. It's a drag race now. KP Wilcox does have a bit more speed, but that McLaren holding on, and Papa is going to have the inside line. I don't think he wants to give this position up.
Yeah,
he's coming to the break.
He said, no, I'm gonna hang on to this as long as I can. But they did slow themselves down with that fight coming down the straight because everybody else is lined up and getting drafts and buff drafts. So they're kind of letting that group behind them catch back up. Shield's right there. First, who's that? Is that Shield? Yeah, that's Shield.
Yeah, and he fought as long as he could, and good on Wilcox to get that done around the outside and get it done cleanly. And they tuck back in line, and now it's an opportunity to work together to try to catch back up, because you're right, Slowpoke rods and Shaggy have pulled away a bit and allowed Sheldologist to come into the fight as well. Go back up front, Racer 51 with a 3-second lead on Papa Oso. Oak has moved up into P3, Mist into P4, and Corn Identity has fallen all the way back to P5. So after that amazing start from Corn Identity, he's lost a few positions. Oak on the racing mediums, and Corn Identity was also on the hard. So Papa Oso and Corn on the hards put up a valiant fight, but those medium tire drivers are now kind of coming out and shining a little bit. Slowpoke rod's not too far behind Corn Identity, still has Shaggy all over the back. Shaggy just working together. They see KP Wilcox in the mirror and they say, we gotta go.
Yeah, because that's a problem if you work together with someone and you got someone who's just interested in making up position. It's like, So curious on where Wilcox, what's he going to do once he catches up to him.
Yep, and it looks like Shaggy's had enough of playing team games. He saw KP in the background and knew that he needs to make a move, otherwise he's a sitting duck. He's going up the inside, late on the brakes. No contact, keeping it clean, and he gets it done up the inside. Slowpoke Rods now has KP Wilcox in his mirror. Shaggy up to P6. That was a beautiful move. That was very close racing. Good clean racing. Shaggy using the overspeed he had to get the move done. And now as we come into the hairpin, no moves going for it. Sometimes you can fight back going into that hairpin, but look at that. 3 cars nose to tail coming into the fast, tight, twisty bits. I love it. This just feels good when you nail that left right correctly. It is I love it. You see, KP Wilcox clearly has the pace around this track as he's gone from 14th up to 8th place, and once more his fastest lap of 1:59.0. Fastest lap of the race is a 1:58.0. But that was set on the mediums with no traffic by Racer 51. As we see KP Wilcox getting a better exit across the bridge up into P7. The two of them squabbling out has allowed Shaggy to get some air. And Slowpoke Rods, if he can hold on, will get a good slipstream from KP Wilcox. Coming out of the shore. He runs a little bit wide there, Slowpoke Rods. I believe we are going to get a replay of Shaggy getting his overtake done on Slowpoke Rods. C-Dubs, talk us through this, please.
You know, I didn't see it real time, but yeah, it looked like Shaggy just went a little bit wide. Slowpoke kept it clean with him, and Shaggy just had the overspeed to come out of the corner.
Indeed, yeah, the angle we had definitely didn't show. There was a little bit of rubbing there, but it didn't look like anything egregious. Shaggy just a little deep going into turn 1. You know, when you've been in the slipstream that whole time and working together, as now Sheldologist is going for a move on Slowpoke Rods, unable to get it done, has to tuck back in going down the hill, but we might see him go for a move going into the hairpin. Let's see as they come out, keeping it clean. No penalties, can't cut that corner. Otherwise, you do get a penalty. No Shell, not able to get a move done. He's going to have to wait. It seems like turn 1 is the spot for overtakes this race so far. We've seen it a couple other places, but definitely not this part of the track unless the driver makes a mistake. So really, things going from bad to worse for Slowpoke Rods. They're just dropping back positions. It's easy to do here. This is a very flowy track, you know? And when you get out of that flow just one little bit, it can rattle your whole lap.
Yeah, I never could find the flow. That was my issue. You know, there's some flow here somewhere, and most have found it, but I just wasn't there.
Looks like, with a penalty in the background there, KP Wilcox falling back to P7.
So if Shell hangs on close here, that's going to give him an opportunity for a pass on KP Wilcox. Yeah, that's the second or third time I've tried to call him Wilcox. KP Wilcox. Oh my.
We can call him K-Pop.
K-Pop.
Oak now in P3. You know, for getting the call up this morning, Oak's doing pretty good. I thought we were going to see Miss go into the pits there for a second. He's getting challenged now for P4 by Corn Identity. Corn Identity in the Genesis will be on the outside. We've seen you can get the pass done on the outside or the inside. Miss is going to defend who's going to get the better exit to set them up to go down the hill. This is not a good place to go side by side. Somebody's going to have to tuck back in. And it looks like, yes, Miss is going to have to concede P4 to Corn Identity as they come down into the hairpin. Miss now going for the outside, going for the switchback.
He got it.
He got the switcheroo, but now we got a left-hander coming up. They're going to go side by side again. That's Corn Identity back into P4. Miss trying to hold on around the outside. Cannot get it done. Has to tuck back in. And what a multi-turn battle we had there. That was fantastic. Good racing. That was a great switcheroo. Unfortunately, the rest of the track didn't set them up for success.
Yeah.
That's allowed Shaggy Do in the background. But Shaggy Do has a half-second penalty. Unfortunate.
Both that Jenny and Viper, though, that'll be interesting when we get out on the straight here in just a minute to see if we get any slip.
Indeed. Two very different cars. As looks like KP did serve his penalty, but it didn't hurt him that bad. Sheldologist definitely gaining on him, but not enough to make a move going into the tunnel. coming out of the tunnel into the chicane. Shaggy will have to serve his penalty next lap. As we see the V8, right? It's a V8 Viper, or is that a V10? Do we know? Well, the big, beefy Viper against the Genesis there, which has a twin-turbo V6. V10, and I trust Talon. So thank you, sir. He knows what he's talking about most of the time. As we see Miss going for it around the outside, then we know he knows how to do a switcheroo, but Korn keeps it in play. But oh my goodness, around the outside he does it, gets the better exit. Korn just couldn't get on the power enough. I think if he had tried to get on the power sooner, he would have understeered into Miss. Hopefully Miss did not get a penalty right there. No, he did not. Keeping it clean down the hill into the hairpin. So Miss taking the position back. Battle for P4 is not over. Shaggy Dude not too far behind, but he does have that half-second penalty. And all three of these drivers are on the racing hard, so same tire compounds here coming in. And it is, I can't believe it's already lap 8. You know it's good racing when you look up at the lap count and you're like, oh, okay. Coming in, Sheldologist, Slowpoke Rod's holding on to Sheldo there in the Fanatec circuit board color changing GTR. That's a mouthful. And KP Wilcox with a full second penalty now. Not going to serve it. Shaggy's going to serve his. And that half a second really doesn't hurt you too bad, though. I think the full second will. And KP Wilcox was flying. He was on a purple lap, which is probably why he got the penalty. As he goes for the move around Shaggy and gets it done. That was very, very nice. Into the chicane. Oh, and Shaggy runs a little wide, kicking up the dirt. So easy to lose control there. Good on Shaggy for keeping on the throttle, but he got a terrible exit, and that's allowed Sheldologist to get through, and that's going to bring Slowpoke Rods back into the picture.
That's a tight group there for P6. That'll be interesting here. Back to the replay.
Ooh, Shaggy does run wide, and you can see just how much more speed Sheldologist has, and just gonna slip on by, try to catch up to KP. When KP serves his penalty, take one more, and that would be Sheldo up to P6 if he can manage it. Slowpoke Rod's really tucked up in there behind Shaggy now. Tight battle here for P6. And it's fun to see. I mean, these are very different cars, all racing very closely together. Different driving styles. We have guys on wheel. We got guys on pad. A lot of variation. Mr. Casual, you're a pad driver. What is this track like on the controller? Because for me on the wheel, it feels amazing. It's kind of like a roller coaster. What is it like on the pad?
I would say being on the pad on these twisty tracks can help to a degree, but it's like if you ever watch Tishney for any amount of time, it's like he's gone into detail about it's like there's like small, but if you look for it, noticeable delay in turning. So
hold on 1 second here. I want to get a good view of this as Sheldologist is able to get by, and so is Shaggy. Loses that 1 set. So a half a second penalty really doesn't hurt you, but a full second, I mean, whew, and he's going to be put right in between Slowpoke Rods and Shaggy.
Yeah, like that half
Wilcox,
second. The penalty is more like a slap on the wrist. You just kind of slow down, but yeah, you get a full second. It's like it's pretty painful.
KP Wilcox now in a very good slipstream, very good position to get a move done on Shaggy, but it looks like he's going to stay put as they try to work together and get back up to Sheldologist.
Very smart. And I would expect KP Wilcox, there we go again, KP Wilcox, he recognizes Shaggy's quick, and he'd be really smart to stay on him and bump draft and push them up the pack a little bit.
We'll see Dubs get Wilcox's name right before GTA 6.
Yeah.
Only time will tell. As KP Wilcox goes for the move up the inside of Shaggy, look at this almighty cluster coming down into the left-hander. It's a double left-hander, then a double right-hander. Shaggy able to keep his position in P7. KP tried, but unable to get the move done. Shaggy goes a bit defensive as we come up through the second tunnel of this layout. Coming into another long left-hander. KP Wilcox going on the outside, which should set him up for the inside, but no, he's not able to get it done. Shaggy cuts him off as they enter onto the bridge. Now nobody's serving a penalty. KP Wilcox going on the attack. No, he does not have the speed to do it.
And by the way, hope all is well with Susan. Papa had to drop out for a family thing.
We do wish you the best, Miss Paparazzi herself, Susan. Hope you, whatever's going on, you recover quickly and that you are okay.
Absolutely.
Hate to lose Papa in this race, but we know that they've had a lot going on, and you know, real life takes priority, as we all know. This is just a video game, but it is a great video game that we all love. As KP Wilcox going for it again, he stays tucked in for as long as he can and then dives down the inside. Shaggy trying to hold on around the outside, and KP Wilcox takes P7 off Shaggy's hands, now setting his sights to Sheldologist once again. Can Shaggy fight back as they come down the hill into the heavy braking zone? And KP goes defensive / aggressive, trying to cut off the inside and make a move on Sheldologist, trying to defend Shaggy and attack Shell at the same time. Not easy to do. And as you see there, he is unable to get the move done.
Yeah, that's some tight racing there. That's butt puckering there.
Yeah, and it's been for 11 laps. That's stressful. I imagine there's a lot of sweaty seats across the country and Canada.
What do we have up front? Sal, can we peek at P1, P2? What's the gap up there right now?
That's a great question. Let's see. As Sheldologist does not get the best exit.
This will be about maybe 7 to 8 seconds, by the way, between 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah, KP Wilcox getting the move done on Sheldologist as we go and take a look up ahead. Almost 6-second gap between Racer 51 and Papa Oso. And Racer 51's tires aren't looking terrible, but Papa Oso's hards are looking great.
Yeah, they are. And I would expect both of them to come in the next few laps, probably next 2 to 3, and switch over.
There's Oak on the mediums. His tires are definitely looking better than Racer 51's. Him and Racer 51 both on the mediums, as we still have this battle for P4's been going on between Corn Identity and Miss Covington, aka Velvet Thunder, aka Tussenbox. As they come down the hill, we got the all-wheel drive Jenny up against the mean Viper.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a handle for that car since that's the car I've been using in this week's daily.
Starting to get the hang of it. I've always liked the Group 4 Genesis. Actually, all the all-wheel drive Group 4 cars I like. I like them all. The Atenza is one that's an underdog a lot of the time, or not an underdog, but just one that you don't usually think about. That is a good car. Gets overlooked. An overlooked
kind of
car.
like the Black Sheep.
Yeah, there we go. As Slowpoke Rods has fallen down to P10. He was tight on that battle for P6 and has fallen back. Jazam now up to P9. He must have had an incident somewhere. Jack Skellington in P11 in the Corvette, just kind of really in no man's land, just able to run some laps. Nasty in P12. He's got Real Sean Man not too far behind.
Okay.
And we just lost Real Sean Man, so now, and then there were 12.
Yeah. I think if Papa didn't have to attend to things, I think he probably would have boxed either last lap or maybe this lap.
To get onto the mediums. So we'll see. We are approaching that pit window for these hard tire runners. For those who can make their tires last, we might see them jump into the pits for the mediums. The medium tire runners are going to go till they can't, I imagine. So they're going to make those tires last as long as they can. As we see Mist back battling Corn Identity 4P4.
All right.
And I see we are going to, unfortunately, lose C-Dubs in a little bit, but we want to get as much out of him as we can before he leaves. So, C-Dubs, when you are ready to go, please feel free to say goodbye to everyone, and hope you have a good rest of your day.
Absolutely appreciate it, guys.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, I'll pop in on YouTube though and kind of keep it on in the background because I do want to see how this turns out.
Absolutely. This is a tight race, and the next race is going to be even crazier because that is our very top split for the second race. So the main event, this is just our opener, and it is a great opener. It's I don't know if you've ever gone to see a band and then you find out that the opener is just as good or if not better than the main event, and you get treated to two amazing concerts. I've had that happen couple times recently, and it's been real nice when you realize the opener is somebody who you would pay a full concert ticket to see on their own. And we got Jazam still in P9, able to keep slowpoke rods behind. They come across the bridge.
Okay.
Have either of y'all been to California and been on one of these bridges like this?
My sister lives in San Diego, so
nice.
I've only ever been to San Diego.
Nice. So yeah, that's a little further south as Jazam is really under pressure. How about you, C-Dubs?
Been out that way. I have not been in an area like this. So same thing, San Diego, south, north, and here we are with our first pit stop for Oak.
Oak was in P3 on the mediums. He decides to call it a day. Now, I did get insight from Oak that he was working or talking with Jorge Sr. on what he should do in this Group 4 BMW since he hadn't had much practice. So he did get some good advice from arguably the fastest driver that we have in this league.
I would say so, yeah, absolutely. And Bobagito, man, anymore, he's right there with him, seems like.
Yeah, indeed. So Mist now up to P3, still has Corn Identity behind. There. I asked that question. I was fortunate to get to drive from San Francisco up to the Oregon border, their Oregon-California border on the Highway 1 coast. And it was amazing. I was just in a Toyota Corolla rental car, but holy cow, was I grinning ear to ear, ripping through these twisty coastal roads. A lot of fun. This game does a very good job in replicating that. Even though this is a fictional highway, it is very much like that highway in California.
Yeah.
If you ever had a chance to go to La Jolla, I know Mr. Casual, you said San Diego, which La Jolla is just outside of San Diego. That's a beautiful area.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And not to bring food up already, but they have a
the food is good.
Krause Brewery that has my favorite beer in the whole world, and they have excellent food as well. So if you've ever been to Krause,
well, all things considered, if you count quality, we've been going for like nearly 40 minutes. So the fact that it took this long is divine intervention.
Indeed. And we see Mist going into the pits, Corn Identity, Sheldologist, Shaggy. We were just on Jazam. Jazam pitted for the medium. So a lot of these hard tire runners are getting their mediums on, and one of the medium tire runners went ahead and put hards on. I'm curious if we can get a look at what Racer 51's tires are like. He is on the mediums and has yet to pit. And they don't look great, but he still seems to have a good 5, almost 6 second gap. So I don't see him really needing to change tires anytime soon. Papa Oso on the hards. I imagine this is going to be the 50-50 time to pit. Go ahead and get those mediums on and run them till the end.
I expect to see Papa Oso close that gap just a little bit. Not to say he's going to, Racer 51's going to lose the lead, but I would expect Papa Oso to be within 2 or 3 seconds with him toward the end. So on that, I'm going to run, guys. Thank you so very much and appreciate everything you guys are doing, and we'll talk to you soon.
Awesome. Thank you, C-Dubs. We
Take care.
appreciate you. Thanks for the help, sir. You have a great rest of your day.
Thanks,
Tell
guys.
your mom hello.
We'll do it. We'll see you guys.
And we see KP Wilcox with those flurry of pit stops up to P3 now. And Slowpoke Rod's now in P4. What a roller coaster for Slowpoke Rods. He's been all over the place, but that set of pit stops really did boost him forward. But he is still going to have to pit, as well as KP Wilcox, Papa Oso, and Racer 51. So Oak was the first to pit. He is now in P7. He was in P3, so he's lost 4 positions with that pit stop. I don't know if he had an issue on his outlap or he just wasn't ready for those hards or what, but he has definitely fallen. And he's got a lot of laps to do on those hards while everybody else is on the mediums. And now we see KP Wilcox going into the pits to get his medium tires.
All right.
So that leaves Papa Oso and Slowpoke Rods, and Racer Slowpoke Rods in. So that leaves just Papa Oso and Racer 51 left to pit. Everyone else. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say that's halfway point of the race, by the way, as well.
Yes, sir. Which is why I was thinking we'd see Papa Oso get off the hards. But he seems to be doing a longer stint. Maybe he doesn't trust the Lamborghini being all-wheel drive to last on those mediums.
Yeah, maybe going for better tires at the end.
KP Wilcox coming out on the mediums in P6, so he did not lose any positions. And Miss still in P3, but he has never been able to shake Corn Identity. He and Corn Identity have been glued together this entire race. And Shaggy Doo with a full second penalty, as we know from earlier in the race. That is going to allow Sheldologist to at least catch him, if not pass him, when he serves his penalty. Corn Identity, I mean, less than a second on Miss. He just can't seem to get by him. It'd be nice if he could maybe get the exit coming out of the chicane and do something going into turn 1. But it is a long race. They're only halfway there, so he's got a long time to think about it. Maybe he knows they're on the same tire strategy. He's got to think about the end of this race and not just lap 16. Racer 51 into the pits. Oh no, Papa Oso into the pits. Racer 51 stays out. Papa Oso getting off the hards for the mediums. We go back as Mist has set a purple sector, potentially going to take the fastest lap from Racer 51. We'll see what happens on the straight. The Mazda 3 is very quick in a straight line, so that might be a challenge as he runs a little bit wide, but it looks like he gets a good exit. A little bit better exit than Corn Identity.
Yeah. Hope you're well, Dan.
Better Dan!
I was going to leave that to you.
Thank you. KP Wilcox in P6 still on his outlap. Started 14th, and he has Oak in his sights. Oak is on the hard tire. Oak pitted early to get off the mediums and put on the hards, and that has allowed KP Wilcox to reel him in. KP Wilcox seems to be reeling everybody in, and sure enough, that penalty served by Shaggy has allowed Sheldologist to get through. Looks like it took a little while.
Wilcox is on a mission.
Yes, he is. Shaggy Doo now trying to get his P7 back. He is really applying pressure to Sheldologist. Sheldologist goes defensive. Shaggy around the outside, not able to get anything done, but able to stay close, as we see Wilcox has definitely caught up to Oak ahead as, Shaggy tries to go around the outside. And KP Wilcox now trying to go around the outside of Oak, or perhaps perform
Yeah,
the
it'll
old...
be. Yeah, I think it'll be just a matter of time since Wilcox on the mediums where Oak is on the hards.
Indeed, and it looks like Sheldologist maybe run a little bit wide in the background, but he's still able to keep the position on Shaggy.
Yeah.
Shaggy just not giving up. There's too many battles happening at one time. We need 4 cameras. Wilcox gets by Oak. There we go. Very nicely done. And it looks like he's going to dive up the inside. Oh, no, he's patient. Gets the better exit. And is able to get on the power as Oak goes a little wide into the wall. So there we have it. KP Wilcox up to 5th place. Next target, Born Identity. Sheldologist still battling with Shaggy Doo for P7. Both drivers on the mediums. We have all-wheel drive, and then we have a mid-engine rear-wheel drive. Very different vehicles.
Yeah.
Going back for the battle for P10, Shazam.
Okay.
And Jack Skellington. Going at it back there. Corvette versus Citroen, as it looks like Jack getting a better exit, but not staying in the slipstream for the entire straight. And now tucking back in the slip. Coming up into turn 1, not close enough to make a move.
Yeah.
Back on board with Shaggy Doo and Sheldologist. Sheldologist doing a good job to stay ahead of Shaggy. I mean, they've been in P5, 6.
Yeah.
Looks like Sheldo got a bit squirrely there, but kept it on the track. It is a part that you try to carry as much speed as possible. And we see Racer 51 finally in the pits. And he has worn those fronts. I mean, not all the way down, but pretty close. But it looks like he was running more based on fuel, waiting till his fuel ran all the way out, because it looked like he only had a lap left of fuel. As he goes into the pits, we'll see how much of a gap he has when he comes out compared to Papa Oso.
Let's see.
Missed, still able to stay ahead of Corn Identity. Come onto the start-finish straight, and you can see in the background KP Wilcox.
Racer 51's out.
Racer 51 is out of the pits, and he's got still, well, it dropped a bit, about a 4-second gap to Papa Oso, but still good. But he will be on the slower tire compound. Papa Oso will be on some nice mediums, and Papa Oso also waiting a little bit longer to pit. Will have fresher mediums than some of the other medium tire runners. So good on Papa Oso. Good on Papa Oso to close down the gap. And Papa Oso went to racing softs. That is why he waited so long to pit. I could not figure out why he was running those hards as long as he could. It's because he's going for a shorter stint on the softs, and that has allowed him to close the gap. Racer 51, Papa Oso, at the moment looking like a genius. We'll see what happens in 11 laps time. Missed, still ahead of Corn Identity. They've kept a pretty consistent gap to one another. And it looks like KP Wilcox has closed the gap a little bit to Corn Identity, but he's going to be slipstreamless for a little while. As we go back to Oak in P6 on the hards, now has Shaggy and company, and by company I mean Shaggy and Sheldo, who have not wanted to separate. They're becoming best friends this race. Coming across the bridge. Then we look back at Slowpoke Rods on the mediums, has gotten into P9. Not too bad. Shazam on the mediums as well. And it looks like he has put a huge gap on Jack Skellington. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Oh, Jack is on his outlap again. Did he pit twice? With that 41-second gap, That is interesting, to say the least. Nasty in the back, P12 bringing up the rear. 11-second gap on Jack.
Huh.
So let's look at this. Oh my goodness, almost a second between the two. We are on lap 20 of 30. Everybody has met their tire requirement. And it is a sprint to the end. Mr. Casual, you think Papa Oso's going to get this done?
It'll be a matter of, I think, it be in Racer's best interest to channel his inner Gandalf. But him being on the hards as opposed to Papa Oso's softs, he can only do but so much. But it's just a matter of how quickly are those softs going to die? Because I think he'll still get it done. It's just a matter of what will the fall off be like when it happens.
Well, it looks like he's getting it done now.
Yeah.
That looked incredibly easy. Can he build a big enough gap so that when, not if, but when those soft tires start to fall off?
And see, I actually ended up being right. You asked me before the race, like, do I think anyone would use the softs? And I was like, well...
No, indeed. Corn Identity gets ahead of Mist for P3. He'd had enough of looking at the back of that bumper. Question is now, can he hold on to it? Or is it just a matter of time before Mist takes that position back? It looks like they've still managed to keep a good gap on KP Wilcox. He's been sitting around 5 seconds, so not too much. But look at this three-way battle here as Shaggy has gotten past Oak. Oak on the hards, the other two on the mediums. It looks like Sheldo might try to get by, but Oak tucks into Shaggy's slipstream, using Shaggy to help him defend against Sheldologist. But much like we saw with Papa Oso and Racer 51, I think it's just a matter of time. But no, Oak able to use the slipstream and slingshot himself ahead of Shaggy. But no, he loses it, but is able to save it. That allows Sheldologist through. Thank goodness Shaggy's car was there. Otherwise, Oak was going all the way around. Let's look at that again. We'll see. He uses Shaggy's slipstream, able to get the inside with a little bit of overspeed. Gets the turn done. And then on exit, gets up on the curb, loses it, tags Shaggy, and straightens himself out. And that allows Sheldologist to get back through.
Papa Oso's got the gap to 2 seconds now.
Excellent, excellent. Papa Oso making those softs work as Oak struggling back there on those racing hard tires. Not having the best time. Oak was up in P3. Has now fallen back down to P8.
Okay.
So Mist still in tow. They've just been a half a second from each other this entire race. That's a lot of laps to be that close to another car. And we did see Corn Identity leap up into P2 momentarily at the start of this race. But has since fallen back. Papa Oso, tires are looking good. I mean, what, we got 9 laps left? And I think his tires should, I mean, he'll definitely notice some fall off, but the good thing is that car is all-wheel drive, so should be a bit manageable. We'll see. As Racer 51, I know, would love to win this race. He prefers to win. I don't know if y'all knew that.
Let's see.
Corn Identity has pulled a little bit of a gap on Mist, but not much, like a 10th more than he has been. So driving this Genesis all week, what have you noticed as far as its strengths?
I used to rev it out all the way, but I'm starting to wonder if it might be instead of fully revved out, if it's better to like shift it at about 90%. So I've been learning stuff like that. Since it's Is it 4-wheel drive or is it all-wheel drive?
Yeah, it's all-wheel drive.
All-wheel drive. Okay. I've learned with that, you kind of on some of these turns, if you get on the power, you kind of need to adjust accordingly because it likes to understeer.
Indeed.
But yeah. Let's see.
It looked like KP Wilcox had closed the gap by a couple tenths. Shaggy currently in P6 with Sheldo just behind, and Oak dropping back further and further. Unfortunate for Oak. He did get called up last minute, so it is understandable.
Yeah. Let's see.
And it looks like Mist is now as close as he's been in a little while in the slipstream. Corn Identity goes defensive. He's going to go for it around the outside. Papa Oso now has the fastest lap, 1:57.106. Corn Identity going defensive into turn one. Is he going to go defensive into the hairpin? I imagine so.
Yeah. Might try and send him the long way. Yep.
Looks like that's what's going to happen. Oh, we go for the switchback, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work, not this time.
Yeah, I think if he would have went for it, he probably would have made contact, and I don't think he's trying to, like, cause any undue controversy, so
Absolutely.
I think right thing.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. Right thing to do there. Not force yourself by. Not push to pass, as they say.
Yeah.
He is staying tight on the bumper, and we can see that KP Wilcox is now 4 seconds behind. Looking back, Nasty has caught up to Jack Skellington.
That's pretty good, because I looked at Nasty earlier, and he had a second penalty. So he took that this lap, so since he took it, it's like, I guess Jack has miscues this lap as well.
Indeed. Indeed, as they come down, Ford versus Chevy, Mustang versus Corvette.
Okay.
I mean, turn one. Yeah.
I will say Papa Oso is strapped. I wonder if that's going to change anyone's strap for the top split.
Yeah, you're right. Because, I mean, from talking to people and watching practices, I really didn't see much soft tire running.
Because I've seen people were like pretty adamant that it's medium hards all the way. Papa Oso was like, well, let me show you what.
Let me show you what's what. And his tires are still looking good. I don't foresee him having much of an issue. And he's now almost 5 seconds ahead of Racer 51. And look at those lap times.
Yeah.
57.1, 57.2, 57.3, 57.5, 57.6. As he's gone purple, we're looking at another low 57. If he can finish this lap, that is very impressive, making that Lambo look very nice. Woo! Getting a little squirrely there, a little drifty. Easy to lose the back end of the Lambo. It is all-wheel drive as well, but it is one that you rev out, and it is a torquey car. As Nasty now trying to put a move on Jack. He is going for P11. Hashtag not last is on the line. And it looks like he gets the move done up the inside. Nothing Jack can do. The Mustang just carrying more speed. He comes out, and both of them exit cleanly. Nasty gets the move done for P11.
All right, but I was going to say after you got done, as long-winded as you are, I was going to say Papa Oso's playing chess while everyone else seems to be playing checkers.
Indeed. It does appear that way. He did his practice and his homework. Corn Identity still in P3 with that, roughly 5 second gap. And oh no, KP Wilcox with a full second penalty.
And he got the gap to miss down to 3 seconds. So that's unfortunate.
Yeah, he's working it. He might run out of laps if he keeps getting penalties. Otherwise, he could catch up to them before the end of this race, but he's going to have to keep it clean. His mediums look fine.
Yeah.
But very impressive to go from last place up to P5.
All right.
We see Mist and Corn Identity still nose to tail. Coming down the hill.
Let's see.
Don't run it too wide. Corn Identity goes a little bit defensive.
Next, closest battle besides the current one is between Oak in 7th and Slowpoke, who's right behind him.
Okay, Slowpoke still in P8. He was back all the way to P10 at one point. So looking good on him catching Oak in the tied Porsche.
Looking to clean things up.
Indeed. Sheldo, I wonder what happened to him because he was up there with Shaggy all the way back to P9 now. That is unfortunate. I mean, look at his tire. Look at that front left tire. I can imagine some understeer is plaguing him at this point. All that battling has worn that front left out, and we got still some laps to go. Corn Identity still in P3. He would love to keep that podium, but I think Mist is going to make that difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, Corn's got a little better tire wear, but I wouldn't say it's that much better than this.
Indeed, yeah. And Corn being in the all-wheel drive versus the rear-wheel drive will definitely play as those tires wear a little bit more. But Papa Oso, 6.5 seconds ahead of Racer 51 as he is approaching lapped traffic. He is really making himself look pretty dang smart. You see Jack Skellington just ahead, blue flags waving. We'll need to get a bit closer before Jack gets out of the way. Might be able to time it just right and get a little slipstream from Jack to help propel him that much more ahead. We know Jack is a very sportsman-centered racer. He's always quick to do the right thing, whether that's get out of the way or give a position back if he feels he did something wrong. So I imagine there he goes. He moves over to the right. They come down, but Papa Oso not able to take it. I think he wants the slip on the long straight. Oh, nope. It looks like he's going to do it. Jack is like, no. Yeah, they're waving these blue flags at me. I'm letting you go.
Maybe he's colorblind.
Yeah, he's 6.5 seconds ahead of Racer.
Yeah.
Racer's tires look great. Those hards aren't wearing too much.
Yeah, not too bad.
About to start lap 27 of 30.
Okay.
And Corn Identity still ahead of Mist. With a better gap than they've had, 7/10 now on Mist. And KP has fallen back a bit because of that second penalty. I don't imagine he's going to be able to catch them unless these two get into a tight battle. I mean, he can see them visually. That's always helpful when you can see the driver up ahead. That always is nice.
All right.
Slowpoke Rods gets ahead of Oak. Is now in P7. Oak down to P8. Things have definitely unraveled for E7 through P9 as all three of those guys were at one point battling further up ahead.
Yeah.
I am excited to hear from Oak after this race when he hops in for the second race to hear, all of his emotions going through this. Shazam! And then we have Nasty picking up half-second penalty in P11. And Jack with more blue flags waving, as I imagine Racer 51 is starting to catch him. He will need to get out of the way yet again.
Yeah. I imagine Wilcox is praying that Mist and Corn start battling. Because he's
Indeed.
Starting to run out of time.
Yep, he really is. These laps, 30 laps is a really long time, and then all of a sudden, you've run out of time, and you still are in the position you're in, which is what Mist is thinking right now. He's like, I was in P3, but now he's got 3 laps to get it done.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, by the way, TK, looking at their tire wear, and a couple laps ago, it wasn't too bad, but now Mist's front left is really starting to die off.
Pushing really hard in the dirty air. Now, these cars aren't super dependent on downforce, but they do have downforce, and KP Wilcox in the pits.
Yeah, I think he didn't think he was going to be able to catch him, so he...
Are we going to see soft tires, and he's going to go for the fastest lap?
Possibly.
Because he's got enough fuel. That's going to allow Oak and Slowpoke rods through. Shaggy as well.
Yep.
Sheldologist.
He's going for it.
He will come out. Yep, Sheldologist. So KP Wilcox now on the softs. Going for the fastest lap, but he's now lost 4 positions. Slowpoke rod's up to P6. Shaggy now up to P5. Shaggy 16 seconds off of Mist. Shaggy's front left not looking great either.
Yeah. Okay.
So we are on lap 28 of 30. This thing's winding down, but we still have as Papa Oso has a half-second penalty as he laps Nasty.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Papa Oso's front left not looking great.
Yeah.
Nor his rear left. Both are worn, but 7.7 seconds ahead with just 2 laps remaining. I think he might be okay.
Yeah. I think his tires would have to be almost dead by now for it to really matter.
Yeah. Born Identity still able to hold off Mist back there. Mist feeling the pressure of those tire wear. So we're about to catch lap traffic, which is good for Corn Identity because he's getting some Jack Skellington slipstream coming into turn 1. But it is an awkward place to try to pass going down this hill, but it looks like Jack is far enough ahead as Mist closes the gap in the braking zone. Going down the hill. Yeah. There's Jack right ahead. Ooh. Corn Identity takes a bit of an awkward line. Now they've really caught up to the back of him. Jack lets them both by. Corn Identity stays in P3. Mist P4. Jack tucks back in and lets them on through.
Okay.
We are on the penultimate lap. And battle for P3 is still on. Papa Oso running away with this one out of nowhere. We all thought it was Racer 51 and done, but not the case. Papa Oso shakes things up by pitting onto the softs. Shaggy do in P5. Racing mediums are wearing.
By the way, Wilcox is on a purple in 8th place.
Lovely. So Wilcox looking to take that fastest lap away from Papa Oso. There he is currently in P8. He was able to get back past Sheldologist.
Yep.
He's having to repass all the people he's already passed.
And he may catch Oak.
Yeah, it's looking like it. Oak was getting a little squirrely.
Yeah. And he's... Yep.
385. That's going to put him in the 56s if he can keep that pace. Sheldo really feeling the pain of these worn tires.
Yeah.
That is going to make turn 1 not very fun.
and Wilcox is going to have the toe of Oak as well.
Lovely. As we are now on the final, or their leaders on the final lap, KP Wilcox getting that toe, like you said, running low on fuel. The car's light. He's got good rubber. A 56.336. Are you kidding me? Holy smokes. No wonder he didn't qualify. As he is now going side by side with Oak down the hill trying to get P7 back. And look at that. He has to tuck back in because that is not the place to go side by side.
Nope.
Going on board with Papa Oso. And he still 7.4 seconds ahead, making those softs look great. Born Identity, this is their last chance for Mist to get by.
Yeah.
And I don't know that he's close enough. He's going to have to hope Corn Identity cuts the chicane or has an issue and picks up a penalty. Otherwise, Mist is going to have to settle for P4.
And I'm on
into
board
the tunnel.
With, Wilcox. He might be playing it smart and waiting for the straight to the line.
Yep, because he's pushing up the inside. That's going to put him on the outside.
Yeah.
Can he make it stick around the outside? Papa Oso with a commanding lead. Brilliant strategy across the line.
Well done.
And there we go. KP Wilcox putting the move on Oak. Nothing Oak can do. There we go. Racer 51, P2, Court Identity. Woo. P3, Miss P4. What an epic battle between them. Shaggy Doo up into P5. He gave us lots of battles early on in the race, but has had a bit of a lonely one since then.
Yeah, Oak had a moment. So, yeah.
Oh, no. Oak has fallen back. Slowpoke Rods, he had fallen all the way back to P10 at one point. So, P6, very nicely done. Here comes KP Wilcox in P7. Across the line, followed by Sheldologist. Getting back up to P8 after falling off a bit. Oak, what a roller coaster. He had a podium at one point, fortunately finishing P9.
Yep.
Then we have Jazam, P10. Nasty Skellington, a lap down. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, it's still kind of spread out a little bit, but it wasn't as spread out, I think, as we thought it might have been.
No, and I think Tussum and Corn Identity would say, spread out, what are you talking about? I had a car on me the whole time. Well, here we have it in P1 with the great strategy, Papa Oso. Then P2, we had our pole sitter, Racer 51. P3, Corn Identity, fighting hard till the end against P4, Miss Covington. Shaggy Doo in P5. Slowpoke Rods in P6. KP Wilcox going from last to 7th with the fastest lap of a 156.336. Sheldologist in P8. Oak in P9. Jazam P10. Nasty 11th. P12 Jack Skellington, and then we have 2 DNFs from PHG Papa and Real Sean Man. Wow. Well, we'll reflect more on this race when we come back, but real quick, while it's fresh in our heads, Mr. Casual, who are you going to say for your driver of this race?
I think... You know what? Yes. I'm going to give it to Papa Oso. Because he did not have that race in the bag. And we thought it was going to be Racer 51. That looks like he was going to run away with it. And then lo and behold, Papa Oso had a strat all figured out that most everyone didn't even consider. Yet I was the only one that was saying we might see softs, and lo and behold, I was right for that. So
yeah, I agree 100%.
I would give it to Papa Oso with an honorable mention to KP Wilcox.
Yes, I agree both of those. I was going to either say Papa Oso or KP Wilcox, whichever one you didn't say. So We'll say Papa Oso and KP Wilcox. KP going from last up there and pitting a second time, getting the fastest lap. Very, very nice. Well, that is it for Split 2. In just a little bit, we'll be back for Split 1. That is going to be the top split and the last race of the day. So don't go anywhere because some really great racing is just ahead.
The engine's roaring life in the fast lane. PHG, we've been named, tearing up the game. Thunder on the track, speed never go lack. Pushing limits, breaking barriers, ain't looking back. Tires screaming as we take that turn. Fuel and fire in our hearts we burn. Opponents in the mirror, they can't keep up. Keep the throttle down, never wanna let up. Great racers, yeah, better people. Rising like a phoenix, ain't no sequel. PHG, baby, we roll the steeple. Great racers, better people. Team strong, bonds like no other. Brothers, sisters, ain't no undercover. Victory sweet, but honor even sweeter. Every race together makes the fight deeper. Crowds chant as the lights go green. Adrenaline rush, it's a traveler's dream. Might stumble, fall, but we rise again. For the better of PHG flies our friend. Great racers, yeah, better people. Rising like a phoenix, ain't no sequel. PHG, baby, we roll the steeple. Great racers, better people. Great racers, yeah, better people. Rising like a phoenix, ain't no sequel. PHG, baby, we rule the steeple. Great racers, better people. Good racers, better people. Good racers, better people. Great racers, better people. Crowds chant as the lights go green. Adrenaline rush, it's a traveler's dream. Might stumble, fall, but we rise again. For the better of PHG flies our friend. Great racers, yeah, better people. Rising like a phoenix, ain't no sequel. PHG, baby, we roll the steeple. Great racers, better people. adrenaline rush, it's a traveler's dream. Might stumble, fall, but we rise again. For the banner of PHG flies our friend. Great racers, yeah, better people.
Welcome back, everybody, to the finals. First round of the finals of Season 2 of the GT PHG World Series. We just had the second split, which was absolutely incredible. And now coming up, we have our top split. I am T-Case, if you didn't already know, and I am joined in the booth by Mr. Casual. Welcome back, Mr. Casual. How was your short break?
Pretty good. I got me some pecan swirls to munch on in between the races.
That sounds delicious. Very, very delicious. Well, if y'all didn't know, the GT PHG World Series is in the first round of the finals. If you want more information on that, the website is pinned in the chat. Please click on that link. It'll take you to the Papa's House of Game website, and you can find out more information, such as the PHG World Series sponsors. We now have 2 sponsors. That is Lithograph Comics and Vex Graphic Design. You can find Lithograph Comics on Instagram, where Greg is sharing his 35-plus year comic book journey. And I do know that one of our PHG crew, Arrow, got to meet Greg in real life at a comic book convention, and so he can vouch for Lithograph Comics and their experience in the comic book community. Please find them on Instagram. And if y'all have noticed, the graphics we've had throughout this series, as far as the driver information and point standings, all that has been put together by PD Snow, aka Pablo Chacon, aka Vexed Graphic Design. You can find them on X, Facebook, YouTube, Discord, and over there on the Instagrams as well. We appreciate you all so much. Thank you for sponsoring the PHG World Series. Yes, a round of applause, a round of applause. So, our driver of that race, we had Papa Oso taking the victory of driver of the race. Well deserved. I mean, Mr. Casual, you summed it up perfectly. He did a strategy nobody thought was viable, and he made it work to perfection. He did start P2 and work his way up to P1 after pitting for the soft tire, which we didn't think was possible. You said somebody might do it, and sure enough, somebody did. And we were talking
because I break. Could hear it in your voice. You're like, "What? Why is he going so long on hard?" So I'm like, "Wouldn't you want to get off?" It was like you hadn't even considered softs. You're like, "What is Papa Oso doing?
What is he?" I was like, "Well, I guess he wants really fresh mediums at the end," but it's because I got set in the hard medium is the only option, and that was not the case. And we were talking during the break about if that was going to change anybody's strategy for this next race, which we will give you guys the round info in case you missed the last race. We are at Grand Valley Highway 1. This is round 1 of the Season 2 finals. We're doing 30 laps. It's 2 times tire, 3 times fuel, and the racing hards are required. This is a manufacturer series, and everyone has to use their Group 4 of their manufacturer. We saw some good performances out there from a variety of cars. I mean, we had the Mazda 3 leading the way for a lot of it, then the Lamborghini coming through. We saw the Viper and the Genesis battling it out all the way to the end. So a good mix of cars here at the Grand Valley Highway. And speaking of manufacturers, just to give you guys, this is the points for manufacturers after 9 races. Genesis up top, then BMW. Pretty tight there between Lamborghini and Ferrari. Another close battle. Mazda P5, and then a close battle there between McLaren and Nissan. Just 1 point difference. Porsche, P8, Chevy, P9, Toyota, Dodge, Ford, Honda, and Citroen. To round it out, those are the manufacturers who made the finals. Unfortunately, Lexus, AMG, Renault, Alfa Romeo, Audi, Hyundai, and Volkswagen did not advance.
Hmm.
And Mr. Casual, will you take us through our top split drivers?
Okay, so first up, we have Bobagito in the Genesis. And then right behind him, we have our other alien of the league, Jorge Sr. in the BMW. Then rounding out the podium, we have JK85 in the Lamborghini. Behind him, you have Wade in the Ferrari. Then in fifth, we have Cornbread in the Mazda. Then in sixth place, we have Ecstasy in the McLaren. Then in seventh, we have Talon in the Nissan. Then we have Fluxflare in eighth in the Porsche. Then we have ninth, Fernando in the Chevrolet. Then 10th, we have Jersey in the Toyota. 11th is K-Dubs in the Dodge. Then in 12th, we have Moose in the Ford. Then lucky number 13, we have Speed Bump in the Honda. And finally, but not least, we have Shazam in the Citroen.
So Shazam ran in the last race, so we'll have a different driver in his place. They've had to make a few driver swaps.
Okay.
Yeah, he is the only Citroen
Okay.
in this league. So we'll see once we get out on track, for sure. So he's in the lobby, so maybe he's getting a second chance. Interesting. Well, go Shazam! Shazam is the gifter of many memberships, but I don't know that he's a member to anyone's channel. But he goes and gifts them out all the time. So big thanks to Shazam. He supports a lot of us streamers out there. So hope to see him again and to do that Citroen well. Maybe he can try a different strategy. We were talking during the break. Oh, wait. Hold on, y'all. Tussenbox, a.k.a. Velvet Thunder, a.k.a. Miss Covington, has joined the room. Tussenbox, what a race, man. How are you doing? Oh. Don't think we can hear you, Tussem.
Yeah.
Well, I can see his emoji, but I cannot see him or his, what's the word? What do you call those? Not emojis. What's your avatar? There we go.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like qualifying is about to get underway or is already underway, so we can go ahead and take a look there. As the first driver to come out is Jorge Sr. Jorge Sr. in the BMW, the Coors BMW. Looking good.
Okay.
Interesting. He went with Coors, but then has the German stripes for the BMW. And look at this. Fernando changing up the livery for the finals. He's in the Johnny Walker Beehive.
Yep.
Very nice in the Corvette. Flux Flare in the Porsche.
The Rockman's Porsche.
Ooh, and Bobachito in the Bobachito Mobile. Looking good in the Genesis. We're always hungry. We got F.U. Cancer, PHG Jersey in the Supra. And then we have JK85 in the 85 variant that Papa Osa was running. Papa Osa runs the 23, and JK85 runs the 85. Talon, not wasting any time.
Yep.
Moving up in the Nissan GTR. Talon has done really well this season with that Nissan. Interested to see how he does. Another CBR driver of Wade CBR in the Ferrari. We got the 711 Mazda 3 from Cornbread.
24/7.
You gotta love it. So they are all bunching up a bit here, not giving much room to anyone. Moose in the Mustang, the MMR, that stands for Moose Mafia Racing, has SSC just behind him in the McLaren. Looking nice and green. Ah, yes, we can. How are you, Tussum?
I'm doing really good, really good.
You happy with your race?
I am. Yeah, I was expecting to be more in the midfield, like at 6th, 7th, 8th place area. But after qualifying, I thought, I guess we got a shot at the podium here. Me and Corn Identity, we had you guys saw, the race was absolutely insane. Absolutely enjoyed every minute of it. That might actually be probably my funnest race of the year in this game.
Yeah, it looked amazing, and we watched a lot of it. You were one of the main focuses because it didn't look like you guys were ever more than a second apart.
Yeah, so in the first stint, I was able to like just barely stay in front of them. We were fighting for a little bit, but then we started to work together to try not to lose much time. And then in the second stint, we were going to do the same, but I messed up in, I think it was the long right-hand sweeper before the first bridge, and he was able to get in front of me. And yeah, from there, it just like the acceleration out of corners in that Genesis, it was insane. I just could not match that acceleration out of that last chicane to get close enough for a pass. So yeah, I mean, I'll take P4 after all that.
It was some beautiful racing. You guys were super clean, and it did look like like under braking going into the turns, you would close the gap, and then on acceleration out of the turns, he would just pull away. As Flux Flare gets ahead of Fernando after Fernando serves the penalty, these guys are about to come across the line for their first timed lap. Tussum, were you aware that Papa Oso did a hard soft strategy?
I didn't notice it when he pit. I had the broadcast on, so I was able to hear that he did go on the softs. Honestly, I think after the pace that Racer 51 showed on the mediums, even if Papa also went to the mediums, I think he still would have had a really good shot at winning. There was one point where I thought me and Corn could possibly catch up to Racer 51, but like towards the end of our stint where I know my tires were starting to look a little bad. I don't know about his. After a while, I was like, all right, P2 is probably out of off the cards now, so I'm just gonna try to fight for this podium here.
Well, you did an excellent job. It was exciting to watch. Jorge Sr. starting us off with a 56.528. That's not fast or anything. We also saw your Tussum, you reset to the pits after setting a lap instead of driving back around into the pits. Was that your plan all along? Because we saw several drivers drive into the pits.
So what I was going to do is that second hot lap, I said if I'm improving, I'll stay out. And I was going purple after sector 2. And then I also had a little bit of slip from Oak. So I was like, all right, I'll stay out, finish this lap. That got me up to, at the time, P2. And I was like, all right, well, I can't pit now. I got to reset. So I'll reset, try one more lap. But the second hot lap that I did, I think it was a 57.2. I was more than happy with that one. So even if I didn't improve, I would have been content with what I ran.
Very nice. And we saw there the CBR guys working together, Bobagito and Wade, or JK, nose to tail. We saw Fernando serve his penalty and clear the way. See Jorge Sr. going into the pits to get some fresh tires, but no fuel. Will Bobagito into the pits. That's JK into the pit. So we're seeing those CBR guys working together using that slipstream. How strong was the slipstream around here?
For me, following the Genesis, I wasn't getting that much more overspeed. I feel like the Genesis following me was getting a lot more speed, and the bump draft was significant when I was getting it. And then when you combine that with the lower downforce of the Group 4s, it's not as much dirtier to deal with. So I mean, the CBR guys sticking together, that's really going to help them throughout this session and possibly throughout the race. I'd be surprised to see if they run different strats.
Yeah, and we saw there Talon doing what you did, where he was improving on his lap, so he went ahead and finished the lap and then reset. Wasn't able to get out of P4, but did improve his time to stay in P4. I'm curious, so after what we saw, do you think we'll see more drivers using the softs this race?
Only if they've already practiced it, because what Papa also did, I don't think that's something you'd be able to do on a whim unless you're familiar with how your car's going to handle the softs. What car was he was in the
Lamborghini.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the Lamborghini's tire wear. I don't think I'd be able to do 12 laps on the softs in my car, and I wouldn't have felt comfortable running as long as he did on the hards. So, yeah, I mean, if they practiced on the softs, you know, they could pivot to a soft strategy, but I'd expect most people would do hard, medium, or medium hard.
Interesting. And we did see, it seemed like the Lamborghini and the Genesis were pretty good on their tires. Korn definitely had better tires than you did at the end there, Tussum. But then we saw Sheldo in the GTR was struggling as far as tire wear goes. So not all the all-wheel drive cars are the same. We'll see if Talon has similar tire wear there. But it seemed like for the all-wheel drives, the Genesis and the Lambo were both pretty good on tires. Gito on his outlap with a good line of cars there. JK85, and then you got Wade in the Ferrari. There's Jersey in the Super. Jersey's currently P6 with a 157.818. The only other Super driver we had in the last race ended up leaving the race, so we didn't get to see how they were going to do. And Flux Flare in the Porsche coming down the hill has the Mazda 3 up ahead. Good line of cars. So you were saying the dirty air wasn't too bad. It wasn't causing you to understeer off that much?
But you definitely feel it. There were a few moments in like really slow speed corners where it was really affecting me, but yeah, for the most part, it's not too much of a deterrent if you're not like right behind the car in front.
Okay. Speed bump unable to improve in that sector. SSC currently sitting P13 in the McLaren. See K-Dubs in the Viper back there. Fernando in the Johnny Walker Corvette, currently P14. Oh yeah, because he got all those penalties in his first couple of laps. So this will be his first hot lap. See what he does coming across the line.
Yeah, penalty in qualifying here can be crippling because if you get it late enough, it'll ruin the current lap because it's invalidated, and it ruins the next lap because you have to serve the pen, which personally I think is ridiculous that that's the system that Gran Turismo uses, but it's what we got.
And here we go, final laps here.
Did you ever play GT Sport at all? Doesn't.
I did play Sport, but it was towards like the last, I think like 2 years of his lifetime, maybe like 3 years, like maybe like a year before GT7 came out.
Because I've been playing long enough. I remember Sport had it where you just basically stopped at the line before crossing it to get rid of your penalty.
Well, there is qualifying. Tuzum, do you mind reading us through our qualifying results?
Sure thing. So in P1, we have Jorge Sr. with a 56.528. Cornbread in P2 just shy, less than a tenth off of the pole time. Bobagito in the G70 will start in P3. And JK85 will round out the second row. Fifth place, we have Talon with the 57063. And Wade right behind him in the Ferrari. On row 4, we have Flex Flare in the Porsche Cayman. And P8, we have Moose in the Moose Mafia Mustang. And P9, we have K-Dub in the Dodge Viper. PHG Jersey rounds out the top 10. We have Ecstasy and Shazam in P11 and P12. And on the final row, we have Speed Bump in the NSX and Fernando B in the Corvette.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, gentlemen, start with you, Mr. Casual. What are you thinking we're going to see this race?
I'm wondering, since Jorge's up front, I'm wondering if Bobagito will try to do the same strat as him, or if he'll try to go opposite. But yeah, with what happened in second split, it could be interesting. Because I don't know anything about the Group 4 BMW, so I don't know what its tire wear is like. But I think the top two might. I think they might both probably would start on mediums. I could see them both doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm. How about yourself, Tussum?
So, me personally, I usually try to end on the softer tire. You have less fuel on board, and we had intel from Jorge stating that the temperatures were cooler in the later half of the race, which would help with tire wear. So I had it set that no matter where I started, I was going to start on the hards. But yeah, I think most people towards the front, if they're going to run on the mediums for longer, they'll start on those tires so that they can avoid any traffic. It's going to be interesting. I expect either a few of the people up in the front to start on mediums or everyone to start on hards.
And with the grid start, I mean, we saw Corn Identity jumped several drivers on the start. We saw how quick the Genesis was off the line. Will be interesting. I kind of thought there would be some drama going into turn 1, but turn 1 was pretty clean, single file down the hill. Did you find any issues, going into turn 1 with the grid start?
No, but I had issues with the complete lack of torque on my car, and I dropped from P3 to P6.
Yes.
I was watching a replay, and Oak in the BMW started in 7th, and he ended up in front of me before we got to the braking zone of turn 1.
Oh, wow.
That's unfortunate there for the Viper. It'll be so the M4 on pole, and then the Mazda 3 we saw Racer 51 pull away pretty good. And then it's 3 all-wheel drive cars in a row. So turn 1 could get a little more dramatic with the cars that we have starting where they are. Especially if we have different tire compounds.
Honestly, I think Jorge might be at an advantage. I feel like the BMW is going to have a slightly better start than even the all-wheel drive cars. Because if you compare the start of the Genesis and the BMW, I think the BMW was able to at least close the gap and challenge the Genesis going into turn 1. But yeah, I think Jorge's going to be safe on the start. But
all cars to
anything
grid
can happen.
positions. All cars to grid positions.
I believe the cars are getting ready to start, and here we are. The BMW Coors, not Coors Light, just Coors.
Yeah, just Coors.
Banquet beer. Ooh. Here it's the champagne of beers. Or is that Miller? I forget.
No idea.
As we're on our way, Bobagito getting a great run on Jorge. Unfortunately, has to tuck back in as they are too wide in the background. Bobagito getting a good run on Jorge. Jorge on the racing mediums. Looks like everybody's coming down the hill. A-OK. I don't see any dust flaring up. Always a good sign. Coming into the heavy braking zone, we see one of the Lamborghinis of JK85 and Talon. I don't know where that contact was, but it definitely looked bold on JK85 going into the braking zone there. I'm sure we'll get a replay of it here shortly as we come around into the tight, twisty bits.
Yeah, from what I saw, it looked
And Jorge Sr., a little lag. Yeah, it didn't make sense, and then all of a sudden, cars were everywhere. So I'm sure the replay will give us a little bit of insight as here we go. We're right on board with JK85. So we have Cornbread and Talon up ahead.
All right.
JK85 going up the inside. And Cornbread goes into the back of Talon. JK85 actually did a good job getting that car slowed down and probably could have avoided contact had there not been contact between Cornbread and Talon. So unfortunate, just a little too late on the brakes from Cornbread, really disrupting Talon. Talon back into P5. And where did Cornbread fall to? Going back through the field, there's some damage there on Ecstasy. And Cornbread all the way in the back. Oh my goodness, I don't know if that was due to a penalty or if he just felt really bad. But he is now back in P14. That is one lap done. Pretty dramatic stuff going down the hill into the hairpin. Jorge still able to maintain the lead. Bobagito not far behind at all, applying pressure. That is CBR against PHG, the story of Season 2 of the GT PHG World Series. Brought to you by Lithograph Comics and Vexed Designs, graphic designs.
I think the one thing to note here is Bobagito's actually on hards, and he's keeping in touch with Jorge right now.
Great observation, great observation. I do want to remind y'all, if you're all enjoying this, if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button. Also, consider subscribing. All this camera work and production is being done by Salamander, whose channel you're watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. Also, he recently hit that 500 subs, so you can now become a channel member. So please feel free to become a channel member. It will also give you priority entrance into his new league coming up, the Joker series. If y'all don't know what that is, go searching around on his channel. You'll see. Also, by clicking the link in the chat, will take you to the Papa's House of Game website, which also has information on the Joker series. Moose in P6 in the Mustang has Wade and Jazam not too far behind.
Yeah.
This race has calmed down a little bit sooner than the race you were in, Tussum. That one was pretty crazy. But it looks like the battle...
We gotta give you guys a show.
Yeah.
The battle back there for P10, P11 looked pretty tight as Fernando Button brings up the rear.
It's got damage.
Oh, not good. We saw Ecstasy had damage early on as well.
Yeah.
So everybody running close together causes a little bit, but it does look like Bobagito has now fallen off from Jorge Sr. Two different strategies. Curious if Bobagito tries to do what Papa Oso does. He saw how well that worked for Papa Oso against Racer 51, and we're seeing a similar strategies playing out here. JK85 on the mediums as well. Talon on the mediums, back up into P4, so no harm there. Only losing one position overall. As he runs a little wide, that might be a penalty. No, he gets away with it. That was close, almost all four wheels over that white line. Flux Flare and the Porsche sitting P5, not too far off. So everybody's single file, you know, settling into their race. Fuel is not really a factor. You just refuel when you pit. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, pretty much just burn the fuel off for your first stint, fill it up, and burn it all again.
Makes sense. SSC MP10 has Jersey just behind him. Going into the chicane. Doing this chicane 30 times. That's a big ask.
Yeah, these kind of races kind of force you to learn the track, whether you want to or not.
Right? Get really comfortable. I will say this track forced me to learn how to do the Group 3 Supra. It was one of the dailies was here, or I think it was a daily in Group 3 way back when, and the Supra was meta, and I learned it. Cornbread trying to get ahead of Speed Bump on the straight. We know how powerful that Mazda 3 is, and he gets it done before they get to the turn. Very nicely done from Cornbread. Trying to work his way back through the pack after that unfortunate incident in lap 1. Jersey getting by SSC as well, so we had 2 overtakes there going into turn 1. Is that a penalty?
He might have been over those white lines. We'll see. I think he... Oh, no, there it is. Yeah,
Cornbread diving.
Lines. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, Cornbread getting ahead there of SSC, coming down the hill into the hairpin. Coming back into this right-hander. SSC not giving up. SSC able to stay ahead of Cornbread. I thought Cornbread had it done, but SSC fighting hard to keep that P11. What were you saying about the penalty there, Tussum?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, in that specific section, like anything over the white lines, and it's gonna give you a penalty. It's not the same everywhere else on the track. Like certain places you can go a little bit wider, but for that particular section between the hairpins, it's anything past the white lines will be a pen.
And there we see Jersey serving that half-second penalty. The 2 drivers close enough to make it a little more damaging, but he's still able to stay ahead. SSC around the outside. Jersey able to stay ahead. That's going to compromise SSC on the chicane and Jersey as they try to go side by side.
Oh, no.
And Jersey gets a bump from Cornbread. Speed bump involved as well. That is not where you go side by side.
Nope.
That was brave stuff. SSC just keeping on going. And unfortunately, Jersey loses 2 positions. Let's see this again. So SSC is ahead on the inside. Yeah. Now Jersey is ahead of SSC, but on the outside. Yeah. Jersey tries to hang it in there. He was technically ahead, but by the time they get to the second one, he cuts that, and that's double rear ending there. We got damage on Speed Bump, and wow.
There's a number of places you can go. Jersey getting a little sideways. Stays in front of Speed Bump. Yeah, there's a number of places you can go side by side, but that is the last place you want to try.
Not wanting to give up his position, and when you have that many cars behind you, you know that losing 1 position is going to be more than that, so he was really desperate to hold on. Unfortunately, didn't play out in his favor, as we see JK85 really close to Bobagito. That is Team CBR. And JK85 is on the mediums, whereas we know Bobagito is on the hard. So 2 different strategies here. I'd be curious if Bobagito ends up letting JK85 through, considering the difference in strategy. And we know the CBR guys, I mean, they've talked about it. Like, these guys practice together, as we see Wade putting the moves on Flux Flare up the inside into the tunnel, getting the move done before the chicane, which we just saw is not a good idea. And Wade able to move himself up to P5 as Flux Flare runs a little wide. Moose picks up a penalty. Full second penalty, which is deadly, but luckily he has a 6-second gap on Jazan. So unlikely to lose position, but he will lose touch with Flux Flare. Tussum, did you pick up any penalties during your race?
I was fortunately lucky enough to not get any pens, but
nice.
Warren also didn't, so that
makes sense why you guys were.
With yeah.
Jorge Sr., with a lead, but not as commanding of a lead as we've seen. He is on the mediums, 3-second lead in the BMW. Now, Oak pit really early. to put on the hards. He did a really short medium stint, and he had said he had talked to Jorge. So I'm curious what Jorge ends up doing if he does the short stint on the mediums as well.
Yeah, I was surprised when Oak came in so early. I expected him to go to, I would say at the bare minimum, halfway.
Yeah.
Jorge, I don't know if he can manage his tires, better than what Oak did, but I would assume that he would at least go longer than where Oak ended up hitting.
And with Papa Oso and JK85 running the same livery, just different number, I got to imagine that JK85 goes... No, he's on the mediums, isn't he? So he still has to use the hard. So he is committed to a medium hard strategy. So he's not going to do the same strategy as Papa Oso, but Bobagito still could, being on the hards. As we see further back, Shazam in his second race of the day, rocking a P8 in top split. Looking really good for Team Citroen here. As he has KW, your fellow Dodge teammate, in P9. As far as you said, the torque off the line or out of the turns wasn't super comfortable in the Viper. What about the rest of the track, like the middle sector of that flowy, tight, turny, up and down bits?
Well, out of corners, it's fine. It's really just the start where it just bogs down. And I honestly, I think the car would be better if you can get just like a little bit of wheel spin at the start to keep the revs up. But yeah, I mean, out of corners, as long as you can keep the rear end intact, it's got pretty good traction as long as you're not super aggressive on the steering. I hate to keep bringing up the Genesis, but like I was looking at that for the entire race pretty much. But compared to the Genesis, it's not quite as strong, but it's
holding his own in the Genesis, like you were saying, on the racing hard tires, with his teammate JK85 on the mediums. And here it is, change of position. Ooh, slight contact there as JK85 goes up the inside of his teammate Bobagito, taking advantage of those racing medium tires. Let's see that again. Here we are on board with JK85. Mr. Casual, what are we seeing here?
Yeah, we're seeing he's looking as Boba ended up going wide, so that's probably how the opportunity presented itself to JK. But this could work out for Boba because he can use the slip from JK's car to help pull him along even more. So while he does indeed fall down to third, this could work in Boba's favor. So we'll have to see how it plays out.
Yeah, they can work together here. You see the slipstream helping him pull that gap back on him, and the contact looked a lot less dramatic there on the replay than it did when we were first seeing it. So yeah, I see there where Bobagito just went a little bit deep, and JK had really no option but to take the position. And now Bobagito is just going to be putting pressure on JK85. Hopefully he can live up to his potential and just pull Bobagito along. I know CBR would love to have a win, but definitely two on the podium is not bad in top split.
Yeah, I look at that Genesis, and I'm always surprised that it can even get any slipstream because of how tall it is.
Right? it is so funny in comparison to the Lamborghini specifically, because the Lamborghini is like flat and wide, and then the Genesis is so tall.
Oh my.
And we got another penalty further back on, or no, is that the same? No, he's got another half-second penalty.
Oh my goodness.
So Moose racking up the penalties, drifting his Mustang a little bit. A little tail happy from the MMR proprietor of Moose. Half-second penalty, not too bad. Shazam still ahead of KW. They've been attached to each other quite a bit. Cornbread there in P10, not too far behind, trying to make up as many positions as possible in that Mazda. Jersey ahead of SSC and Fernando Button, able to get back through a little bit there. We saw what happened going into the chicane, and SSC able to pull away, but now has fallen back behind Jersey. They come on to the start-finish straight. Fernando Button and then speed bump bringing up the rear. We see Fernando on the racing medium tires. Surprised he started on those. Maybe doing whatever he can to stay with the pack, whether that be on the quicker tire. And speed bump in the rear on the hards in the Honda. Doing his thing. Jorge Sr. almost 6 seconds now, so he has definitely pulled a gap. It is official.
Kind of scared to see that he has the. Oh no, he's on the mediums. I'm sorry. I was about to say he's on hards, but
yeah, that would be scary. I wouldn't be surprised, but
so yeah, I wonder if Boba will go mediums or softs.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm wondering, and we've got several laps before we find out. So
his tires are good to go long.
If he goes past lap 15, I would say he goes to the softs. If he pits before then, I would say he goes to the medium. So the longer he stays out, the more likely it is he goes to those soft tires. Because like you pointed out to me, I was so confused as to why in the world Papa Oso was still out on those hard tires. And then the answer was because he was going to the softs.
So yeah, that could be interesting. But yeah, Boba's still in the slip of JK, so that's working well for him. And I see Talon's not too far behind Boba. I don't know if he's in the slip or not at that range, but he's not too far away.
Nope, Talon hanging in there after a bit of contact from Cornbread on the first lap. Solid P4. We know Talon is consistent. And just looking at his times there, he does have a fastest lap of a 157.993.
Okay.
But very low 58s is his consistent lap time.
Yeah.
So he's making those mediums work in that, and he's not far off Bobagito and JK, but unfortunately he doesn't have the advantage of Bobagito and JK battling, because it does not look like they're going to fight at all and allow Talon to get closer.
Yeah, because I'm sure they're eyeing Jorge to try.
Yeah, Talon is closing that gap pretty quickly. He must have kicked it into a higher gear, if you will, to close that gap. Because Jorge, one thing I do like about tracks like this is it's one thing when you have the delta and the leaderboard to tell you, but it's another thing when you can see the car. And it might be 6 seconds. You know, Jorge might be 6 seconds ahead of them, but they can still see him. And that makes a huge difference, at least for me.
Yeah, it's almost like a placebo effect. It's like, technically it doesn't matter, but it kind of motivates you to give it your all.
Yeah, like the time difference is still there, but you can see them. Wade CBR not too far off, and like we were saying, he can see the other drivers up ahead. Wade in P5 in the Ferrari, trying to maybe double P5s for Ferrari, because I believe that's where Shaggy Doo finished as well.
Oh, okay.
Fellow teammate. So Ferrari looking solid. The only Porsche, Flux Flare. Or no, that's not true. We had, who was driving the Tide car in the last race?
I think that was Slowpoke.
Yeah, Slowpoke rods. So 2 Porsches there as well. Moose in P7, no penalties this time. Trying to close in on Flux Flare. It's a long lap around here, so having to serve a penalty is torture, especially when it's looming over your head for over a lap. But no penalties to speak of here. Jazam still keeping off K-Dub Hornbread not too far behind in P10. Would love to get by both these drivers, but it's going to take a lot of work. We're now on lap 11. Not quite in that pit window, but getting close to the pit window. Tussum, what lap did you pit on again?
I came in on lap 14 and did 16 on the mediums.
Okay, and I think Oak was the only early pit runner. He boxed at the end of lap 13, and then I think everybody else came in behind him.
Ooh. A little tease of, I think the next season. I think Shaggy was saying like Group 1-3 multi-class.
Ooh.
That could be spicy.
Yeah, multi-class is a lot of fun. I've hosted a few multi-class races. Moose does a really fun multi-class racing as well. It's a fun thing to do.
In a different server, but I've taken part in like where we actually have 1 through 4.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
The one I did at Daytona was groups 1, 3, and 4.
Oh, okay.
And then we did another one at Laguna Seca, and it was Group 4 Mustangs and the Mazda Roadster. They were almost the same pace. It was interesting.
Okay.
Coming through here, Jorge Sr. almost 7 seconds now, so he's making those mediums work for him, and they look good. They're not too worn. If he wants to go 3 or 4 more laps, I think he can, and do a 50-50 split.
I don't think he's at the point where that is dying, but he's definitely feeling the effects of it.
His lap times. I mean, his fastest lap was a 57.3. That was back on lap 6. His last lap was a 57.7, and I mean, he's consistently in the mid to high 57. So he's gonna run those until I'm guessing he's gonna start when he. I think when he starts getting into like the mid 58 range, and he's really starting to feel that drop off. That's when he's going to come in, because looking at his fuel, he has enough to go past like lap 20. So for this particular BMW, the limiting factor will be the tires.
And we saw that with Racer 51. He went really long. He basically went till he had to refuel.
So literally.
Yeah, that was no flashing red. I think 11% of fuel when he pit. So. Wouldn't be surprised to see Jorge try to pull something like that with how good his lap times are. JK85, and you can see why Jorge's so far ahead. While he's doing mid to low 57s every lap, JK85 and Bobagito as well doing low 58. So after 13 laps, we can see why the gap is what it is. But JK85 and Bobagito still staying together. Talon, what had closed the gap to almost a second, has now fallen back 1.5 seconds. So not able to stay quite with the two.
Yeah.
We see that Bobagito actually did his fastest lap on lap 11, whereas Talon did his fastest lap on lap 4. So Talon has slowed down a little bit, but still very consistent in the low 58s. And he is up on his personal best. So Talon consistently in the low 58s, but when the drivers in front of you are doing the same thing, it's kind of hard to close the gap. But he does have it down to 1.3 now. But I guess this track also allows for the gap to fluctuate a bit based on how long some of the straights are and then how tight and slow other parts are. Wade CBR and the Ferrari coming across the long bridge. Now, Tussum, I posed this question to C-Dubs and Wade, but have you ever been to this part of the country, and have you ever gotten to drive on this infamous highway?
I have not, but there's been a couple of videos on YouTube that have showcased the similarities between the digital version of Grand Valley and California's highway speed one. Like on that main straight, that whole hotel section where the pit straight is, that is almost like a 1-to-1 recreation of like a real hotel in California.
Oh, that's awesome. And it looks like Bobagito into the pits, getting off the hards, which makes me say he's going mediums. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, 17 on hards would be a stretch. That's definitely a medium stint.
Yeah, because you would need McLaren to be able probably to go that long on soft. So yeah, probably would be mediums.
So Bobagito pulling the trigger early, end of lap 13, goes on to the racing medium tires. Jazam comes into the pits on the hards as well. Fernando on the mediums coming in. So Fernando's going to go to the hard tire. So there is Bobagito kicking off the pit stops, and I imagine we'll see quite a few coming in the pits at the end of this lap. Our question remains, how long does Jorge stay out? JK85 is going to be running all by himself, just 7 seconds behind Jorge, and he's going to have Talon just 2 seconds behind him. Both on the medium tire, really not looking bad either. I mean, the front left is a little bit worn, but I think the performance is still there, and he's still putting in consistent 58 O's the last 2 laps.
Yeah, as long as you're not losing too much time on older tires, then you're basically like may as well keep going.
Indeed. Yeah, if you're not losing time, why? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, that's not always the case, but in this case, sometimes you need to fix things even if they're not broken yet. Wade, CBR, what are you gonna do? Your mediums look good. The hards look good on Flux Flare. Imagine they stay out. Well, I guess it just depends on how long they can make the mediums last.
Yeah.
Because really, you want to get off those hards. So let's see. This should be the time a bunch of people dive into the pit, as the people ahead opted not to go in the pit. Does Flux and Moose go? No, they stay out. So it looks like we'll get a bunch of 50-50 splits here. Yeah. He's had a lot of penalties and stuff, so perhaps a little bit of drifty as Cornbread and Jersey come in to get off their hearts. Go on to what we can only imagine is the mediums.
All right.
And so based on what we're seeing, Papa Oso may be the only driver of the day
Maybe
to go onto the softs, which makes me think, wow, like what? Why? How? When did you decide that? I need to know. Was it a last second thing? Was it an accident?
I saw someone on softs. I couldn't quite see
who
what it was.
No, it was Cornbread.
Cornbread is on softs.
Ah.
Wow, that's interesting. Oh no, unfortunately Jersey has disconnected. The Supras Toyota will not be scoring any points today. Jorge's still in the lead. So you think Cornbread can go to the end on those softs?
I mean, I'm going to say no, and then he's going to obviously prove me wrong, because you don't go onto the soft tires on lap 15 without knowing that you can do 15 laps, but I always talk about the tire wear on that Mazda 3, but those drivers seem to always make it work. So I think it's going to be a challenge, but we'll see.
Yeah, and I mean, falling back as far as he did at the start, maybe he is just doing a quick on softs, get fastest lap, and then do something else. But it'll be interesting to see. JK85 still ahead of Talon. The top 4, 5, 6 drivers yet to pit. K-Dub as well. K-Dub moving up to P7 there due to the pit stops. But again, hard tires are required as K-Dub does go into the pits to get off his hards. Everyone has to use the racing hards. The other tires are optional. So we are seeing mostly a hard medium strats, but we now have 2 drivers who have done hard to softs as Flux Flare and Moose are battling it out. Moose got ahead into turn 1, but Flux Flare not giving up, but unfortunately being on the inside of the hairpin just puts you on the outside for the rest of this. And Moose able to move up into P5. Again, neither have pitted, but let's see if Moose can keep this penalty free. It is difficult when you have another driver applying that much pressure.
He's really struggling on those tires at this point.
Yeah, he's got to, I would imagine, coming in this lap for the mediums, but that's a long stint to do on the mediums if his hards are doing this bad as well. It's it didn't seem like Nasty was doing too terrible, but did Nasty pit twice? We never got confirmation if Jack and Nasty pit twice because they were as far back as they were. And there goes Jorge getting off the mediums. He's got one choice, and that's the hards, as JK85 will take the lead and I believe get a bonus point for lap led.
Nice.
No bonus point for that.
Oh, okay.
I should know the rules. Only fastest lap gets a bonus point in the finals. Unlike during the race series where we had various bonus points applicable. So JK85 will get bragging rights for leading a lap. Talon up to P2 as Jorge falls down to P6 coming out of the pits. And he will be ahead of Bobagito, but by how much? Because I don't believe what the delta is telling me. There we go. It corrects itself. 7 seconds, so about the same. It was around 6-7 seconds. Looks like he may have gotten a little bit of a gap on Bobagito. Bobagito running those racing mediums to the end. 7.4 seconds behind. So Jorge Sr. on his end lap, able to put a little bit more of a gap to Bobagito. So the question is, can JK85 and Talon do anything on their end lap? Because it is lap 17. I don't see them going any further, but what do I know? I don't even know the rules.
And Bobagito's going to need about a half a second per lap to catch up with Jorge.
And we were seeing that with Wilcox, but he just couldn't get away from those penalties and just kept falling back. We thought he was going to catch you in Cornbread for a while, but ended up not working out. So keeping it clean and running half a second quicker, which he is on the quicker tires. I mean, it's doable. And JK and Talon both stay out. Wade CBR as well. They're going again. They're making those mediums work for them, and their lap times, I mean, very nice. Flux gets ahead of Moose. The battle is not over. So this is a lot of what you and Cornbread were dealing with, of just, you can't not see that other car no matter what. And MMR Moose decides to do something about it and goes into the pits, gets off the hards. As Flux Flare still on the hards. Now the Porsche is good on tires. I'm surprised he hasn't gone in for the mediums yet, unless he wants to run the softs.
Yeah.
Now this could set him up. Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say that he's probably going to go for the softs because his tire wear right now is really good. So suspect he'll come in this lap coming for softs. Moose, he's got to do, 13 laps on the mediums. I mean, yeah, I feel like it's doable. But yeah, with Flux, if he's going to go on the softs, it's going to be a challenge for Moose to stay ahead of...
Indeed. And Speed Bump doing the same thing, going long on the hards. Cornbread's softs are looking great. He does have quite a few laps left to go, but like you were saying, when I drive this Mazda, I eat those front tires. These guys seem to be able to do it just fine. Jazam in P10. Jazam has pitted and taken the medium tires. He'll go to the end. Great racing today from Jazam.
Yeah.
K-Dub in the Viper. P11, he's on the racing mediums as well, has come into the pits already. Estasy getting all over the dirt You're dirtying up that beautiful McLaren, sir. And there goes Talon into the pits. Talon drove his car till it ran out of fuel. Because he's at 3%. JK85 and Wade both stay out. So they must have more fuel left than Talon. That's interesting to see how much fuel Talon had burned up in comparison.
Okay.
That's just crazy that they're able to make these mediums last that long. I could not imagine trying that in a Viper.
Wade looking bad on fuel, but JK85, I don't understand how. Look how much fuel he has.
Oh, yeah.
No, Wade is in the Ferrari. Yeah, Wade is in the Ferrari. JK in the Lamborghini. This is looking really good for JK. He could win this race, I think. Based on this strategy, if he pits and comes out on the softs, he could even do another lap on the mediums. He's not losing a ton of time. He's been, I mean, a 58.5 was his last lap. That's only a couple tenths off. Oh no, it does show. Why does it show that? That's not correct. Yeah, the game is lying to us. Don't ignore that little P next to lap 16. There's Flux Flare also on the hard. So JK, Flux Flare. Interesting. This is going to be interesting. Jorge only 5 seconds ahead of Bobagito. Remember, it was 7.4 when they came out of the pits.
Yeah, I think that's about a second per lap. So
we're gonna have a battle.
See some fireworks in 4 or 5 laps.
Well, I think with what Flux is doing to go onto the softs, JK is gonna go onto the hards. It's gonna cluster up there as we're on the end of lap 19 of 30. So a lot of laps to go. Wade finally coming in the pits. He is on the medium, so he will be going to the hards. JK stays out yet again. And now this is really nice. Flux Flare coming through. He's gonna stay out. He's got one more lap of fuel. He'll go onto the softs. When he pits, JK will go on to the hards. Jorge Sr. up to P3 as Wade comes out behind Bobagito. Does Wade come out behind Talon? Yes, no. Side by side between Talon and Wade. No, Talon up ahead in P6. So Jorge in P3. Talon just ahead of Wade in P5. Flux and JK still yet to pit.
Bobagito took another second out of Jorge's gap.
Oh my goodness. Bobagito on a mission on the faster tire, hunting down his rival of Jorge Sr. 2 aliens, 1 world.
0 survivors.
0. and somebody else wins the race. I'm looking forward to it because not only are these guys fast, but they are super clean drivers, which just makes it that much more fun. When you get to watch drivers this fast go side by side, hunt each other down, it is a real treat for everyone involved. JK85 coming through the tunnel, the end of lap 20. What is
There's no
the
way
world?
he's staying out.
What in the
How is he doing this?
Surely he's going to run out of fuel. I mean, and he's not even a second off his fastest lap. Just under a second. 28 seconds ahead of Flux Flare. Do you remember how long a pit stop takes?
I can't say that I do.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to that because I didn't think we'd need to, but now I'm like, how long is a pit stop? Because JK85 might be doing something. Flux Flare into the pits. That's going to put Jorge and Bobagito and I imagine Talon, potentially Wade. The real question, will Flux come out ahead of Moose? Because that is who he was battling before the pit stop started off. Talon up to P4, Wade up to P5. And here comes Moose. It looks like Flux Flare is gonna come out ahead. Maybe side by side. Moose on the mediums. Flux onto the softs.
Oh, okay.
And we're just behind Moose, but it's not gonna take long, I don't think, for Flux to get back ahead of Moose. Flux stays ahead of Cornbread. Cornbread also on the softs.
Okay.
This is
So
interesting.
Flux is gonna have to push a little bit, but not too hard because those softs they're sensitive tires, so any understeer or oversteer, any sliding, it's really gonna affect the life of those softs.
Right, especially on that outlap. Jorge, 30 seconds behind JK. Bobagito less than 3 seconds as we ride on board in the Genesis. I love the interior of this car with that big screen right ahead of you so you can see behind. I mean, and there goes JK with 1% of fuel left. How many positions is he going to lose, or is he going to come out ahead? He will have to come out on the hard tires, so same tire as Jorge. However, it'll be much fresher than Jorge. And then Bobagito on these mediums hunting down Jorge, almost 2 seconds now.
I think JK might be it's going to be close.
He doesn't have to refuel all the way because he went so long. Only 46% of fuel taken. And there he is on the line, on the hards, and he comes out, just behind Bobagito on fresh hards. Oh, I thought he had it, but not quite.
Yeah.
Now Bobagito has his sights set. Go ahead, Tussum.
I suspect that even if JK would have came out in front of Bobagito, JK probably would have yielded for him since Boba's now on the faster tire of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. So now it's a matter of no mistakes from Bobagito. That's hard to do on this track. We've seen how the penalties are handed out pretty willy-nilly. Flux Flare still behind Moose on those softs, riding on board in the Cayman GT4. Able to avoid the penalty line there, using all the track. Coming down into the hairpin, heavy braking zone, keeping it very tight, close to those boulders, getting back on the throttle, and across the track he goes. Into my favorite part of the track, as it feels so good when you get it right. Coming up through here, using all the camber there, hugging the apex as Moose gets a lot of dirt there.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not a penalty. I have cut that, and it is. There it is. That is exactly what Flux needed. And it was early enough that Moose is going to serve it on this lap instead of having to wait another lap. So I imagine Flux is close enough, being just about a second behind Moose, that he should get by here. It's going to be close. There's the penalty served. And yes, there goes Flux, able to get ahead of Moose. And there we have it. I imagine he will be able to pull away now, assuming he makes no mistakes. Bobagito, within a second, y'all. This is gonna be good. Lap 23 of 30. He's actually might get this well before the race is over.
Yeah.
He is, I mean, we know he can make the tires last, and he is really applying pressure. It's going to be how wide can Jorge make that BMW, which we all know that the Genesis is definitely wider.
Mm-hmm.
Bobagito improving on his best time, which was his last lap of a 157.4. Fastest lap is Jorge Sr., so both soft tire runners unable to take Jorge Sr.'s fastest lap, which is very impressive.
Yeah. No kidding.
I would imagine that Cornbread and Flux are both fast enough drivers that they should be able to do that, but so far not so much. And Bobagito is really close to Jorge.
Under pressure.
Under pressure. Tussin, what would you be doing right now? Like, talk us through this if you're Bobagito, if you don't mind.
So Bobagito's, he's just got to focus on the exit of this right-hander here. Sets him up nicely, hard on the gas, keeps it on the track, avoids the dirt. Jorge got a couple tires in the dirt. That's going to slow him down. Now he's going to have all the slip here. I'll give him like a little bit of a bump draft, but it looks like he's just going to try to stick his nose around the outside, but doesn't. Yeah, he stays in the slip for just a little bit. And yeah, the power of that Genesis is going to take them into the lead even before they get to the braking zone. Bobagito will have to be a little bit careful in the next section because it is another fast section. Oh, but Jorge's going to stick it around the inside just a little bit later on the brakes.
Side by side there.
He's going to have a slight advantage because when they go around this left-hander, or if he's not, I don't think he's going to be able to keep on the inside. Bobagito does give him room just in case, but yeah, Bobagito's going to have it. Jorge's going to go one last attempt, maybe down the inside, but thinks better of it. Oh, Bobagito goes a bit wide. Jorge gets a little bit of a switchback. Bobagito's going to have the inside for this double left-hander. Jorge is not giving this up, but yep, Bobagito just barely edges him out. Yeah, using that superior grip of that all-wheel drive chassis on those medium tires. Yeah, that, I mean, I don't want to say it was an inevitability, but yeah, Jorge, he fought tooth and nail to try to keep in front of Bobagito.
That was 4 or 5 turns there. We've seen in the last race, turn 1, you can really overtake on the outside or the inside. So it's interesting to see that round the outside from Bobagito and then them able to get down the hill cleanly into the hairpin. And Bobagito takes the lead for CBR. JK85, 4.4 seconds behind Jorge. So on the same tire compound as Jorge, but has closed the gap a little bit. Looking good for JK85 with a good solid 4.2 second gap on Talon. Talon also on the Racing Hards has Wade CBR in the mirror, not too close, just under 3 seconds. And Wade CBR also on the hard, so probably most of these drivers who are on the same tire compound are going to stay where they are. There's just the outliers here of Flux Flare and Cornbread to stir things up a bit now that Bobagito has gotten by Jorge. Looking back at Moose on the mediums. So Moose on the mediums should be able to move forward, but unfortunately the car in front and the car behind are both on the softs, so that's going to create issues. But no, Cornbread, unable to get the fastest lap on the softs, is going to have to do the 2-stopper. We did see that from Wilcox, but he has nothing left in that front left, and you can see by the damage on his bumper and fender that he's been into the wall at least once because of it. And he's, I imagine, going to come out on the softs again. Ecstasy coming down the start-finish straight. Ecstasy on the medium's going to come out ahead of Cornbread. That moves Ecstasy up to P10. Cornbread going to have a few more laps opportunity to try to take that fastest lap if he can. Speed bump on the racing mediums in P11. And Cornbread
did running a plan to stop.
Yeah, if that was his, or I'm guessing he wanted to see, he hadn't tested the softs at all and was like, I'm gonna try it since the race started not how he wanted it to, falling all the way back into last. So nothing to lose, might as well try something, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
A bit of a Hail Mary.
Bobagito. I mean, sometimes when you do that, it earns you driver of the day because it was such a crazy strategy. And other times you just end up in the back. Bobagito now with a 1.6 second lead on Jorge Sr.
Okay.
Race is front left doesn't look great. Only 5 laps left in the race, so he should be okay. But if Jorge can stay in touch, he might be able to capitalize on a mistake further down the line. Jorge 5 seconds ahead of JK, so able to pull a little bit of a gap there from what he was at last time we were on board. JK still 4 seconds ahead of Talon. Just bringing it home. CBR podiums are guaranteed almost. Question is, what's Jorge Sr. gonna do? Talon ahead of Wade. Wade 18 seconds ahead of Flux Flare, so not enough time for Flux to make those softs work to get ahead, but enough to keep him well ahead of Moose. Looks like Jazam now up into P8 behind. Okay. Something must have happened there to SSC. And K-Dub's now up into P9. SSC back in P10 and Cornbread P11. Cornbread, having done 2 pit stops, has speed bump all over the back of him. Speed bump on the racing mediums. Here's a battle for P11 in lap 26. 2 very different cars here, but both are Japanese. Coming around. Cornbread would love to be able to get the fastest lap, but it just doesn't seem to be coming to him. Pulling a little bit there, going back up front. Now at almost 2.5 second lead. Bobajito on Jorge Sr. Looking really good. Lap time still looking consistent. Looks like he had a little blip there on lap 24, but other than that, and I believe that was when he was battling for position. So that would make sense why that time is a little bit slower. Jorge Sr., again, very consistent lap times on those racing hard tires.
Yeah, neither driver seeing any drop off just yet, so things will probably stay as they are for these last few laps.
Indeed. JK definitely having much better hard tires than Jorge, but unfortunately 5.3 seconds this late in the race. Talon, though, not too far behind. He has him in sight, but he's got to think about Wade not too far back as well. The consistency of these drivers is incredible. I guess that's why it's top split, huh?
Yeah, might have a thing or two to do about their consistency.
Indeed, and it looks like Flux Flare had a little issue the last lap. A 59.3 is way off of his fastest lap, and that front left. He did wait a long time to pit for the softs, but he's still got 3 laps to go, and he's down 1.1 seconds, so he's feeling the pain of worn softs, which is allowing Moose, but man, Moose, that Mustang on those, it's a tire killer. And there we go. Cornbread does pull it off with the racing softs. Nice. He puts down a 157.152. SSC with a half-second penalty. Will fall off the back a little bit and allow him a little bit more breathing room.
I wonder if anybody else is going to try to steal that from Cornbread. They do still have another couple of laps to come in for the softs.
Yeah, and it looked like with how Flux's tire wear, or Moose in fact, either of them could, but I think they might want that track position more than they want the fastest lap. Because you will definitely lose out, but maybe somebody further back might be able to. Bobajito 2.9 seconds ahead of Jorge Sr., so a little bit less of a gap than we saw earlier. As we see Bobajito starting to feel a little bit of tire wear. Not much. He's now in the 57.6s the last couple laps. Jorge's tires looking fresh. Still keeping a good 5 plus second gap on JK. So JK settled into P3 as we're about to start our penultimate lap. Onto the long start-finish curved straight. Talon pulled a little bit more of a gap. He's now 3.7 seconds ahead of Wade CBR. Talon having a really solid race considering he got rear-ended on lap 1. Has really done a solid job to stay in that P4 area. And Talon had started P5. Moose started P8, being in P7. So a lot of drivers have moved up a little bit, and that is because Cornbread had fallen all the way back. And so that allowed Bobagito, JK, Talon, Wade, Flux, and Moose all to move up a position. But for the most part, everybody is where they started, minus Bobagito and Jorge Sr.
More things change, the more they stay the same.
Right? Jazam in P8, he started P12. So Jazam having a really solid race here. His racing mediums don't look too bad on lap 29. Good on Jazam, and good on Jazam for knowing how to use my logo to make your taillights look awesome.
Some might argue your eyes look bloodshot.
Just a bit. K-Dub in P9. Where did they start? Oh, they started P9. So K-Dub, back where he started. Cornbread, of course, started P2. And it's going purple again. He's making sure nobody takes that fastest lap. He heard us talking, and he was like, no, you're not going to take it from me.
I worked too hard for this purple lap.
A P10 and a fastest lap for Cornbread. Not too shabby. I'm sure he would have preferred the P2.
Yeah.
But, you know, you can't always get it. As we got a battle of the Canadians, Speed Bump and Ecstasy. Speed Bump on the racing mediums. Trying to go up the inside. Ecstasy not going to allow it. Going for a bit of a switchback. Speed Bump on the inside and is going to get a better drive onto the bridge. They're going side by side. We got a heavy braking zone coming up into the final, or the second tunnel, I should say. And Ecstasy is ahead, but Speed Bump late on the brakes, has the inside. Oh, Ecstasy, have you learned your lesson from... Yes, okay. Earlier in the race, going side by side with Jersey through here. Did not go well. That's Speed Bump ahead of Ecstasy. Very nicely done. Fernando B in the Corvette, bringing up the rear on the Racing Hard tires. We've lost only one driver this race. Cornbread on the final lap, 4 seconds ahead of Jorge Sr. Low on fuel, low on a front left tire as he gets very close to the barrier. Jorge not too far behind, but unfortunately far enough behind. Or fortunately, if you're Bobagito. As he comes out of the second tunnel into the chicane. Does he keep it on the track? Yes, he does. Onto the start-finish straight. Moose in P7. That front left is looking not great, Bob. Flux Flare not too far behind. His tires don't look great either. Fuel light is flashing. These guys are just trying to survive. Hold on to the position. Bobagito coming across the line. Lights flashing. Celebrating. CBR with the victory. Jorge Sr. coming across P2. Followed by JK85 in P3. Great showing for the podium. Talon across the line in P4. Not too far behind is Wade CBR in P5. Then we have Flux Flare. He is surviving. He has been attached to Moose this entire race. But Moose, with a 1 second penalty, is not going to be able to catch him, but he is far enough ahead from Jazam that he will not lose position. That is Moose into P7. And Jazam! Coming across the line, through the tunnel. The Citroen, the lone Citroen. He's done this race twice. And he finished very nicely with a P8. You can see not too far behind. In the background, KW and Cornbread across the line to finish out the top 10. That just leaves Speed Bump, Essacy, and Fernando Button to get across the line. There's Speed Bump P11. Essacy P12. And Fernando B. Coming through the tunnel in the Corvette, bringing up the rear. Awesome. And that, my friends, is the final of round one. Final race of round one. Final race? Top split. Round one of the finals of season 2. CBR up 2 positions. That is impressive. Bobajito. Mr. Casual, will you take us through these race results?
Why, of course. In first place, we have Bobajito. Just under an hour. So pretty quick race time. In second place, we have Jorge Sr. And then third place, we have JK85. Then in fourth, we have Talon. Then rounding out the top 5, we have Wade. In sixth, we have Flux Player. Then in seventh, we have Moose in that Mustang that honestly, with how god-awful his tire is, it's like, oh my heavens, why would you do that? But I digress. Then in 8th, we have Jazam. Then in 9th, we have K-Dub. In 10th, we have Cornbread, who managed to keep his purple, so I'm sure he's happy with that. In 11th, we have Speed Bump. Then in 12th, we have Ecstasy. Then in lucky number 13, we have Fernando B. And 14th with a mechanical difficulties, Jersey. And for driver of the day.
Yeah, who's your driver of the race, Mr. Casual?
Reflecting on everything, I'm of two minds. I'm going to go with... I think I'm going to go with Talon as my driver, because it was unfortunately he kind of got lag punted, but thankfully not too hard, but that gave him presumably damage. And so the fact that he didn't fall too far down the order and less finish, I think, where he started. I was thinking good on... He
started P5, so he moved up 1.
P5, okay. So he actually had a positive. So it was like good on Talon, but yeah, honorable mention to Bobajito for getting the strat right and being able to get past Jorge Sr. because you've seen how consistent Jorge is. It's like, are you even human, Jorge? Are you a synthetic?
Right. And how about you, Tuzum?
JK, all the way.
You're going JK.
Insane stint on the mediums. I don't think anyone went anywhere near as far as he did on those mediums.
Indeed. Well, then I will say Bobajito. No need for an honorable mention because he should be mentioned. He did that race to perfection. But I will say Jazam had the most overtakes. So, or as far as Jazam moved up the most positions. So, shout out to Jazam for going from P12 to P8. But yeah, I would say the vote should be between Bobajito, Talon, and JK85. Wow. Wow.
Ooh-wee.
So that is the first first round of finals in the books. Several, we had both Toyotas end up missing out on the race. We had a McLaren miss out on the race, so there's going to be less points there. We had Genesis doing well. We had Lamborghini doing really well. What are your thoughts, Tussum, after this first round of finals?
So, first thing I want to say is apologies to Team BMW. I was not able to take away that point from Corn Identity and the other Genesis. But yeah, both of these races they were really intense, really fun, really clean. I'm looking forward to the next race at Fuji in the Group 3s. I understand that I believe Shaggy said if a track has rain, then it will rain. So
that's what I've heard.
Tackling that.
I'm a big fan of Fuji. Are you, Tussum?
I'm learning to try to enjoy it because we have an endurance race coming up there. So
the IRO.
I have to like the first two sectors are absolutely fine. It's just that final sector. It's impossible for me to find a rhythm there, but we'll figure something out for next week.
Fair enough. And Mr. Casual, your thoughts on the races we saw today and the first round of the finals being over?
Yeah, I think well done to everyone on not really having like major incidents. We had like maybe at most a minor or a lag incident, but there was nothing like, oh my god, did you see what such did to?
Yep.
But I think we actually ended up having some more battles than we thought. I just never really have cared all that much for this track. I can do it, but it's not really
not your cup of tea.
It's not really my strong point for the most part. But I enjoyed the racing that we had today, and since Fuji does have rain, I'm looking forward to seeing what the Rain Master is going to give everyone next week.
Right. It's just a matter of how much rain, right? It'll be interesting
Equal
to
conditions,
see.
R08 the entire time.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Good luck, everybody. We'll have that song queued up to enjoy that C-Dubs made for us. Well, that wraps it up. I do want to say thank you again to our sponsors, Lithograph Comics. You can find them on Instagram, and Vex Graphic Design. You can find them on X, Facebook, YouTube, Discord, and Instagram for any graphic designs you need. If you like the way those graphics look when we show you the driver lineups and stuff, that is all done by Vex Graphic Design. So very talented, and we do thank you for sponsoring us, and thank you, Lithograph, for your long-term sponsorship here now in Season 2. We've been talking about you a lot. Be sure to check out Lithograph Comics on Instagram. So we will be back next week for round 2 of the finals, which you heard is Group 3 at Fuji. I am looking forward to that. For the information on where it'll be streamed and all the settings, if you want to set up a practice lobby, please click on the link pinned in the chat. That is the Papa's House of Game website, and all the information is there, as well as information on Salamander's Joker series, which we are very excited about, and a bunch more info on the PHG community. I do want to say a big thanks to Salamander for running this stream and broadcast. Does an excellent job. Please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe as well. Myself, T-Case, I have a YouTube channel. I will do some of these, I will broadcast some of these races as well. Please check me out, Mr. Casual, with the channel. And while we didn't hear from Oak, Oak is there. And then, of course, Tussum Box is over on Twitch. You can check him out. Big thanks to C-Dubs and Tussum for jumping in. They weren't scheduled to join us, but they stepped up and helped us out. So thank you guys for coming. And thank you, Mr. Casual, for being here alongside me. Also want to thank the proprietor, Papa himself. Without him, this league wouldn't exist. And without Mr. Shaggy Doo, this league would not exist. So big thanks to y'all and to all of you participating. Those of you in the chat and watching, thank you, thank you, thank you. Tussum Box, any closing words, my friend? Excellent. Real quick, before that, I do see that Bobajito did get driver of the race. Well done, Bobajito. So that is Papa Oso and Bobajito winning drivers of their race. Tussum, to you, sir.
Yep, I just want to say, please help control the box population. Have your boxes crushed and recycled. And I hope to see you all next weekend.
And Mr. Casual.
I hope everyone enjoyed the racing this weekend. And with that being said, I thank you for your time. Hope you have a good weekend. And until I next have your attention, this yours truly. Ta-ta till next time.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Casual. Thank you, Tussum. I am T-Case. We are on Salamander's channel, and we will be back next week. Y'all have a great weekend.
The engine's roaring life in the fast lane. PHG, we've been named, tearing up the game. Thunder on the track, speed never go lack. Pushing limits, breaking barriers, and looking back. Tires screaming as we take that turn. Fuel and fire in our hearts we burn. Opponents in the mirror, they can't keep up. Keep the throttle down, never wanna let up. Great racers, yeah, better people. Rising like a phoenix, ain't no sequel. PHG, baby, we rule the steeple. Great racers, better people. Team strong, bonds like no other. Brothers, sisters, ain't no undercover. Victory sweet, but honor even sweeter. Every race together makes the fight deeper. Crowds chant as the lights go green. Adrenaline rush, it's a traveler's dream. Might stumble, fall, but we rise again. For the banner of PHG flies our friend. Great racers, yeah, better people. Rising like a phoenix, ain't no sequel. PHG, baby, we rule the steeple. Great racers, better people. Great racers, yeah, better people. Rising like a phoenix, ain't no sequel. PHG, baby, we rule the steeple. Great racers, better people. Good racers, better people. Good racers, better people. Great racers, better people. Crowds chant as the lights go green. Adrenaline rush, it's a traveler's dream. Might stumble, fall, but we pushing limits, breaking barriers, and looking back. Tires screaming as we take that turn, fuel and fire in our hearts we burn. Opponents in the mirror, they can't keep up. Keep the throttle down, never wanna let up. Great racers, yeah, better people. Rising like a phoenix, ain't no sequel. PHG, baby, we rule the steeple. Great racers, better people. Team strong, bonds like no other. Brothers, sisters, ain't no undercover. Victory sweet, but honor even sweeter. Every race together makes the fight deeper. Crowds chant as the lights go green. Adrenaline rush, it's a traveler's dream. Might stumble, fall, but we rise again. For the better of PHG flies our friend. Great racers, yeah, better people. Rising like a phoenix, ain't no sequel. PHG, baby, we rule the steeple. Great racers, better people. Great racers, yeah, better people. Rising like a phoenix, ain't no sequel. PHG, baby, we rule the steeple. Great racers, better people. Good racers, better people. Good racers, better people. Great racers, better people. Crowds chant as the lights go green. Adrenaline rush, it's a traveler's dream. Might stumble, fall, but we rise again. For the banner of PHG flies our friend. Great racers, yeah, better people. Rising like a phoenix, ain't no sequel. PHG, baby, we rule the steeple. Great racers, better people. Better people. Oh, baby. Better people. The engine's roaring life in the fast lane. PHG, we've been named, tearing up the game. Thunder on the track, speed never go lack. Pushing limits,